Hello everybody and welcome to another live stream. How's everyone doing this wonderful Saturday? I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'll be coming better to my live stream. Okay, yesterday we had the 2.0 live stream. And it was so good, man. Let me first... Actually, wait. I think I have enough mats. Although... on one hand, I finally farmed enough to upgrade my Sokaku to core F. On the other hand, Sokaku will fall off pretty hard as an LN support. Because Sokaku was like pretty much as good as Astra, minus all the quality of life, like the quick assist and stuff, like those are all nice, and like I couldn't really calc for that. But Sokaku was as good as Astra because she procced LN's core passive, and her best teammate Lighter does not proc LN's core passive, so it was the job of the third character in your team to proc LN's core. And the only good character that could actually proc LN's core was Sokaku. And together with her pretty good buffs for ice DPSs, she was sometimes like pure damage wise the best LN support. But now that the Lighter Astra team also gains the 30% ice damage from LN's additional ability, Sokaku will be worse. Although, like even if I don't need her to proc my additional ability, I'm still probably gonna play Sokaku in Deadly Assault, because Astra goes to the weakest team and my LN is never the weakest. Yeah, it's still worth it. It's still worth it. It's been a long time coming as well. The Sokaku core F. And I don't really have much else to farm for right now. All the new characters from 2.0 use the new weekly boss mats. Last I checked. Oh wait, can I? This should actually be in proxy tools. Is it here already? Or is it too fast? No, not yet. Because in proxy tools you can see upcoming characters and the mats they need. They are not here yet though. Oops. So we need to wait a bit more. So wait, what do they want to... Oh yeah. So you're gonna need to go here. And yeah, new weekly boss. New weekly boss. Hello, Edit Gamer. Here we go. Everybody use the new weekly boss mats, so I can't like pre-farm boss mats for anybody, which actually it really works against Paninhu, because if you want to use him as a issue and support, it will take a while to level him up. Even if you get the box, like you can get 7 mats week 1, because you can get 4 from the box, and then 3 from weekly boss fights, and like you can spend your charge to get more weekly boss mats, but I won't. I just, yeah, that goes against my moral code. So yeah, week 2 I can max out Ishuen. But the update comes at the like quite early in the month, on the 6th of July. Or no, 4th of... It has to be 4th of July. It cannot be 6th. You had this update and bam bam. Yeah, 4th of July. Exactly on the anniversary actually? June! 4th of June, not of July. Yeah, okay. 1 month before the anniversary. So, what was I talking about? We will have to wait an entire month until we can get another set of 4 boss mats from the shop. So what this means is that we can max out issue on week 2, but then we'll need to wait until pretty much the end of the month to max out Paninhu. Is his score that important? Agents who enter the field through quick assist from Paninhu's EX special Iron Mountain Lean, hitting enemies will gain 18 sheer force for 25 seconds. Is 18 sheer force a lot of sheer force? I don't think so. Her shiver is 1000. This must be a bug. Her shiver is definitely not 1000, maybe like 100. Shouldn't be a deal breaker. If you get some mindscapes, his low core level should not be a deal breaker then. Oh yeah, also these kits are translated to English, that's nice. That rarely happens on ZZZ beta stuff. I guess let's use like some of the final days of this patch to farm more Vivian relics. And as the title suggests, I will go over the Ellen buffs, but I will wait until a few more people come.
Bye bye.
And then I will go over all the videos. I haven't really done a deep dive yet, I've just seen like a video or two of the new Ellen gameplay. Oh, I also have a lot of discs I need to check out. Attack double crit, man. That's it so hard to get on sets where it actually matters, but it doesn't here. Maybe we throw this. It's not good. If you're playing a 2-piece Anomaly Mastery set, you want Anomaly Mastery on 6. Or Anomaly or just attack with Anomaly Proficiency. And this is no Anomaly Proficiency. That's a throw. Hurts, but it is what it is. Okay, nice, 15 seconds. I need to go over some of the... Ooh. No attack percent is a shame, but like, if we can roll +5 crit rate, that's good. It's a 4-liner crit damage disc with crit rate substat. So let's filter just the new sets. I've gathered quite a lot of the pieces. Oh yeah, we need to dismantle first to make this cleaner. Yeah, 167. Nice. What do we have here? This is +6. Why is it +6? Why did I stop? It was double crit 4-liner with AP. I just throw this garbage, man. Let's not get too sentimental here. So we've got +3 AP. This needs to also be +3. One more chance? Okay, no. I mean, it could be equal with one of the other ones, but yeah, I didn't even roll once, no. Not worth my time. Here I have a lot of pieces. Hello, Shining, doing super well. Very happy about the upcoming Ellen changes. I will go through all the videos of the Ellen changes to try to see exactly what the new moves are. But you know, I'm gonna do some other things first. +3. Nope. Attack percent is great. If it rolls AP now, okay, it didn't. This guy, 4-liner, double crit AP. Yeah, okay, no. Nope. Another 4-liner. One more chance, boy. Oh man. Here we have +3, but on an offset. I already have +3 onset, but with no attack percent. Okay, no. 1, 2, 3. Oh man. It's better than the one I had previously though, right? Because it's +3 with +1 pen and then a crit rate sub. This is also +1 pen, but it has +1 crit damage. This one has +1 defense percent. Yeah, this piece is ever so slightly better. Especially if you have M4 Vivian, I think it is. That gives her 100% crit rate. Yeah, we'll keep this. Oh, now this could be amazing. Okay, not anymore. Not anymore. I mean, all other AM characters or like anomaly or other anomaly characters would kind of prefer, like, instead of having a piece like this with just plus 3 AP and no attack percent, they would rather have something like this. Plus 2 AP, plus 1 attack percent. It's just that Vivian specifically only wants AP really as a priority. Because she like has this anomaly reproc that scales with her AP, but not with her attack. Okay, crit damage, crit rate. Here we have plus 2 crit rate. Okay, no. I mean, this has attack percent. This does not have attack percent. Okay, let's give it one more chance. Oh shoot. Oh shoot, it's actually good. Better than my current piece? Crit damage plus 3 crit rate. I'm already capped on crit rate. This would be nice for Ellen. Would this be a better piece for my Ellen? Probably not, because it has no attack percent. It's the wrong set, of course, as well, but just like substat wise, I'm curious. I have plus 1 crit rate, plus 3 attack percent. Oh yeah, no, this is much better. Almost a god roll. So I think, do I keep all of them? Whenever I get a new piece like this, I like throwing out one of the old pieces. Like maybe the crit damage one with plus 1 attack, plus 0 crit rate. Or plus 3 flat attack. Plus 1 crit rate. Is there ever a scenario where this could be my best piece to play? Plus 3 flat attack is actually quite a lot. It's like 1 attack percent. So this one is worse. Let's throw this guy out. I don't like having too many pieces lying around. This ain't it. Is there damage bonus? We need AP. Nope. Physical damage bonus? With AP already. I think this is good so far, right? I have plus 1 AP, no attack percent currently on this set. So this is already better. That's very nice. So the previous physical damage bonus piece can go away. Like, it's not even that great. I could just play an off piece here or something. Also, I would probably play Phaetons as like 2 piece on the physical character. Yeah, we can throw this one. And attack percent 5 with double crit and flat attack. 1. Do I even keep this at that point? I have no other attack percent pieces on this set. And does give you damage bonus on the 2 piece? This is decent. And finally here, Anomaly Mastery, do you have proficiency? Nope. Anomaly Mastery, do you have proficiency? Nope. And another one, this one has attack percent. So it was a bit more promising than the other ones. Honestly, I could even try this attack percent one. Oh! Wait, what? Wait. Enhance. How much do I have now? Plus 2 AP, plus 2 attack percent. Oh, that's so good, man. So this is plus 1 AP. What are my other pieces here? This actually has attack percent. This is flat attack. Yeah, this can definitely go. Even if this rolls, like if this rolls 4 attack percent, I could maybe keep it, but even then I wouldn't be really that excited. Okay, so that's all the new piece I got. As always, I checked the ranking. The guy number 2 has not caught up to me yet. So I don't need to craft more pieces. I don't want to craft more pieces for my Ellen, because like I could just strive to have god piece in like a god piece in every slot. My 6 now is like the worst one, but with the upcoming Ellen changes, her builds could change. Especially if the Ice Blades actually keep Death Shred on them. I would need to like actually calculate everything then. Because if they only just add the Ice Blade and then some, like, you know, improvements to the core, additional ability, and then the parry, if those are the changes, then nothing would change in the calcs. But if she actually gets Death Shred, it would be major. Because then pen ratio wouldn't be as good. They could even go as far as changing her M6 to also give Death Shred then? Death Shred on Ice Blades and Death Shred on M6. I wish they keep pen ratio though. Pen ratio, at least for now, pen ratio works really well on her because her best supports, one gives a lot of damage bonus, the other gives a lot of attack. Lighter and Astra, or Lighter and Sokaku are also nice. Sokaku will fall off. Because now Lighter himself. I mean, Sokaku will still be as good as she was, but Lighter will also give Ellen's additional ability. And then like all the Lighter teams without Sokaku are gonna shoot up in value. We will to change the Mindscape. In Star Rail, they changed Mindscapes for all 4 characters they are buffing. I feel like it would be weird to not change the Mindscapes, honestly. Because they are not great. Here, 0% DPS increase on M4. I feel like they definitely should change them. And also, especially if they implement Ice Blades as they exist right now. Because the thing about Ice Blades, people are just like, oh, it's the funny Ice Blade that just goes through the arena and goes bloom 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 and kills everything, but it's not that simple. Gear. It's here. Lowers, yeah, deals ice damage to a large area in front and lowering the target's defense by 30% for 15 seconds. If this just gets copy-pasted into her kit. Also, what does this mean? The additional Icy Blade does not affect the skill's alt? What does alt mean? Whatever. 30% Death Shred, right? And then Ellen herself on her M6 gets 20% pen ratio. Like, you can have a character that in their own kit they gain both pen ratio and Death Shred, because they kind of work. I mean, they don't work against each other, but they are less efficient when added together instead of just being one type. Like, if we had 30 pen ratio plus 20 pen ratio, amazing, or 30 Death Shred plus 20 Death Shred, amazing as well, because those pen ratio with pen ratio is additive, and defense shred with defense shred is additive as well. But pen ratio and defense shred are multiplicative with each other. So if you, let's say, have 50% pen ratio and then 50% def shred, you first like shred half the defense and then you pen the remaining half. So you pen half of the half, and you get 75% total def ignore by having 50% pen ratio and 50% def shred. It's not like they become terrible when added together, but it is a weird, like, would be weird for a single character to have both. So either they just skip the def shred part, which is fair, to be honest. The gear is supposed to be OP, and Ellen herself is not supposed to be OP, she's just supposed to be stronger. I mean, maybe she is supposed to be OP, we'll see. But she's not meant to be stronger than Miyabi for sure, right? She's just supposed to be actually usable. Wait, let me dig up some of the videos with Ellen gameplay. I feel like the biggest thing is actually the parry on her Charge Scissor Strike. The thing that actually made Ellen the most unplayable was the fact that against enemies that would attack you a lot, the core gameplay loop of Ellen would be that you try charging your Scissor Strike, but then the enemy starts attacking you again, and if you just continue charging, you get knocked out of it, and you don't get your stacks. So you dodge again, interrupting your attack, and you start charging again, and they attack you again, and then you need to dodge again, interrupting your attack. If you fought like a Bringer, or you fought Pompey, that's how the fight looks for the most part, if you try to on-field Ellen. So you have no choice but to on-field Lighter instead, because Lighter can actually, you know, dodge and dodge counter, bam bam. Quick 1-2. Hello Sayonara? And can't really, I mean, you can just dodge and dodge counter, but it's weak. You want to use your basics. One thing that will happen, so like the Ice Blades, they're probably gonna keep the activation condition. Like, going back to Mindscapes. The Ice Blades can come out after your third basic, EX Special Sharknami, Dodge Counter, Quick Assist, and Assist Follow-up. The most relevant ones, actually, I mean, Quick Assist is pretty relevant if we play Astra, actually. Or just any support that gives Quick Assist, really. But Basic Attack and Sharknami, those are the two moves that she can actually do on field when the enemy is stunned. This gives a lot more value to M2, because with M2, after your third basic, you go to you instantly do Sharknami instead of just doing a regular EX special. Normally it's not that big of a deal. Like I calculated the entire damage increase from M2 to be 8%, and that includes the crit damage. You get 60% crit damage on EX specials, and you get Sharknami instead of regular EX specials. Most of this is just the crit damage on them, and not really the Sharknami. Sharknami has slightly higher damage, but it actually has a worse daze value, and worse anomaly application, and worse energy generation. It's worse in every way except for AoE and just damage done. Which is kind of funny, actually. Have I watched the 2.0 teaser on stream yet? No. I will in a sec. And we'll also go over all the LN footage in slow motion. So yeah, normally M2, not that big of a deal to do the Sharknami unless you are in AoE. But with this, now the being able to shoot out an Ice Blade is gonna be huge. I also wonder if they're gonna... So the Ice Blades have this property where they can hit one enemy multiple times. And you can even notice this whenever there's a group of enemies and you launch an Ice Blade, the game will like lag like crazy, but it's not really lagging, it's just hit lagging. So whenever you hit an enemy with an attack, with a melee attack, the game will kind of freeze in place for a split second, so that it feels like the hit has more of an impact. If there was no hit lag, it would feel like you are just hitting air and not actual enemies. But projectiles normally do not get hit lag, because, you know, you shot something out, you shouldn't be freezing in place from a projectile hitting the enemy. Right? So like Billy or Jiuan, they don't have hit lag. But Ellen's Ice Blades do have hit lag. And also they can hit one enemy multiple times. And whenever there are multiple enemies, you get hit lag individually for each of them. So if you shoot an Ice Blade in like 3 enemies or 5 enemies, the game will just start lagging like crazy, like you won't be able to move your camera, because you're gonna be spending a couple seconds in hit lag. More like 1 or 2, but still, like, it actually feels pretty weird. So I wonder if they're gonna, number 1, keep the hit lag on the Ice Blades, and number 2, are they gonna keep the, like, hit one enemy multiple times property? One thing that I wanted to do with my LN calcs, but I never got around to, like, finishing them, is to also calculate her hollow gear, to see, like, you know, the icy mist, how much damage it deals ice damage over time, how much damage is this, and how much of a DPS increase is this actually. Also, I mean, the ice res shred or whatever, those are simple, but like, yeah, this I would have to like reverse engineer the multipliers, because the game doesn't tell you how much damage it deals. And I was kinda dreading working with the Ice Blades, because they can hit one enemy like 5 times if they are bigger. And even smaller enemies often get hit twice or 3 times. So I wonder if that's gonna be kept. I feel like they're gonna make it so that it only hits one enemy once. I think they're gonna like adjust it. Not even nerf, I mean it would be a nerf, but kinda a necessary nerf. Ellen is gonna keep being junky if the Ice Blades can hit one enemy multiple times. And I wish they, you know, I wish that she wouldn't be junky. You hadn't heard the skin will be yours. Yeah, I really like the skin as well. I wonder if they're gonna keep like 75% crit damage buff as well for them. So there are a lot of questions. It's not as simple as like Ice Blades base kit, let's go. Okay, so first, let's watch
In the hollow
teaser. Oh wait, I'll watch the JP one. I will mute the game. Bum, bum,
時はフォローが世を蝕む時代。朝廷は腐敗し、胸郭を束ねる者はいない。そんな世では賊が横行し、民は苦しみにあえいでいた。
This is Jufufu's pose for her for her dynamic wallpaper. It's actually pretty cool. I actually only noticed it now. Like I noticed that this is the pose that she makes in her dynamic wallpaper, but it's cool that they use this pose in the live stream in the trailer, but with like a more dynamic camera that is like zooming out instead of just the usual pan that you get on your pose screen. I also really like this pose. She has a very one of the better dynamic wallpaper ones.
そのような時代にあっても手に剣を取り正義を貫かんとする義教の士が一人。
あれってラマニアンフォロー？
あなた方が文学さんの神秘主義者の方々ですか？
あたり一体宮妻と残留した侵食物質だらけだ。雲岳山第13代孫子イーシェンだ。世の諸悪を怪人に競い無造の気を集め汚れを払わん。知れはい安いね土に帰れ。
两位给由罗摩尼亚混动高比早晨来啊！真係好大名だよ。
The random Chinese here is so
當時你
weird.
憲報所在安手一戰。
In the English version, there is also random Chinese.
夫婦がお迎えに来
Or
ま
is
した
it
よ。
is it even Chinese or is it fantasy Chinese? Because I don't even know. I don't understand Chinese to be able to like recognize it. Like I mean, I can recognize when something that sounds like Chinese is being spoken. So like, yeah, if it's just Chinese, then why? And how does it work in the Chinese dub? And if it's fantasy Chinese, then I guess also why. But yeah, no. I mean, they could, because there could be a language barrier between some of the people at the Wi-Fi Peninsula. But how would they do this in the Chinese version then? There's already a lot of Chinese stuff in Zenless, even in like Lumina Square. Yeah, I don't know.
この辺りの街並みにも特徴があるので案内してあげますね。あれ、どうしたんでしょう。こんな街中で騒ぎを起こそうなんて。フン、武器を構えてください。今日の占いは異常。
Also, in her art, Jufufu has this like paw. How do you call this? She has like this little blades on her hands, but they're like little paws. But they do extend into bigger blades. If you like look closely here. Yeah, see here? They actually, it's not just a little like tiger paw. This also has claw extensions.
今日の占いは異常示すべし。
ぐるぐる。
目立ってずるいぞ。人は強し、飯はうまし。もつ炒めでもどうだ？
ああ、もういい夢見てたのにって。今夜悲劇を止めないと私のイーシェンがエリートと共に散ってしまう。様、
そんなバカな。僕たちの先生はもう
何度も言ったはずよ。その目で見たものに必ずしも真実だとは思わないか。
みんな、いいですか？はい。
11年前のあの夜、人々を助けるべく前進したように、今夜同じことをするまでだ。
良いところに儀式は始まったばかり。
Why is Eus crying here, man? Who did this to you? Okay, for these, I will switch to the English version now. So this 243. For the content overview. I love the story arts, man. They're always so good. And the NPCs, man. Like, it's such a good thing. This is like a grown-up Chingche. So it should be June 4th, because like it should release on Wednesday, no? And Wednesday is June 4th. Not June 6th. I also remember thinking June 6th. So maybe they wrote it somewhere, but like it has to come out on Wednesday. There's no way it's Friday, right? Okay, I can make this way more quiet. Also, we're getting a story quest with Jufufu, that's cool. And the Chingche again. Is this a good thing? Because, you know, having nice, good-looking NPCs is great, or is this a bad thing? Because she's not a playable character. But they have more freedom when designing NPCs compared to designing playable characters. They don't have to think about how they look in motion. Or like, I mean, in motion as in like running around. NPCs don't have to ever move anywhere. They only stand around doing you know, 3 idle poses in a loop. So a design that's like absolutely banger for an NPC could not work as well for a playable character. Playable characters also need to have like an interesting back for the most part. I mean, Jufu is actually not really that interesting from the back because her hair is just like obstructs half her model. But I do feel like it's actually a negative about her design. That her hair is just a bit too much. Yeah. This Bangbu is great. We're only getting one skin, so there were leaks that we might get a skin for Miyabi as well. There was a leak saying that there will be a skin for Miyabi and that there will be a like top up bonus like in Star Rail. So like a total top up bonus, you know, top up like X monochromes, and then you get bonuses, including a Miyabi skin at like one of the higher tiers. But none of that came true. I think it's kind of... I don't necessarily think it was fake. Maybe it was just cancelled. Maybe they like moved the Miyabi skin later on. Because Miyabi is not getting rerun this patch. So maybe they weren't happy with the Miyabi skin. And maybe they didn't want the like negative press that would come with the top-up event. But I feel like the top-up event in Star Rail worked pretty well. It definitely made them a ton of money. Although it is a bit like front-loading money that would be made in the future instead, but money now is always better than money in the future, assuming it's the same amount, because, you know, you can invest money now. Also, there's inflation. So yeah, by doing this top-up bonus by doing this extra top-up reward when the top-up bonus refreshes, they make it so that every whale and dolphin top-ups at the same time instead of waiting for a patch where they actually wanted the character or their eidolons or something. So I'm kind of surprised they didn't do it in Zenless after seeing how well it went in Star Rail. But maybe they didn't want the negative press from that. Because some people are like, oh no, top-up bonuses so bad. People, free-to-plays feel like they're missing out more. The skins for Wise and Belle are also amazing. I love the Belle one. Her how do you call this? Pantyhose or whatever. It's so cute. Or stockings or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, and here they show the dynamic wallpapers. Issuance is kinda basic, she just stands here. But yeah, this is Jufufu's. It's exactly the same pose from the trailer. They reused this in a smart way. Reusing scenes like this in trailers. Yeah, smart move, smart move. I mean, I probably won't, but I kinda would like to skip Jufufu. I honestly don't see what I mean, I guess Deadly Assault. In Deadly Assault, the more the merrier. Even if I would always prefer to play lighter over Jufufu. I mean, there are teams if your DPS is not ice or fire, Jufufu is always better than lighter. But like, everybody's better than lighter if your DPS is not ice or fire. You would rather play like Anbi. Maybe not actually. Is A rank Anbi better than lighter with a DPS that's not ice or fire? Possibly. There is a stun extension from lighter, but Anbi stuns faster than lighter probably. So yeah, but the teams where Jufufu, like they kind of showcased her with Evelyn, and she is fire herself. So ideally you do want to pair her with a fire DPS so that you have two fire characters against fire weak content, right? You pair her up with like Soldier 11 or Evelyn, and then there is a fire weak boss, you deal more damage and you stun them faster. But the problem is, if you want to pair her with a fire DPS, she will always be worse than lighter. Especially an M3 lighter. So Jufufu is gonna have very low value for me. It's like, oh, I can play lighter with Ellen and Jufufu with Evelyn when I play Evelyn in Deadly Assault, but I don't really like Evelyn much. But there will be a fire DPS eventually that I will like, and then I could play Jufufu with the new fire DPS and just keep lighter with Ellen. Maybe that's the value. There is Yishiwan as well. Because there aren't really many other good teammates. Like, you're gonna play Panin Hu. He's gonna be the best buffer. And also a defense character, so more survivability and stuff for Yishiwan. And then, like, what is the other slot? Attack buffs are kinda mid. Yeah, like, you're probably still gonna play Astra, because there is nothing better. But attack buffs are kinda mid. Death Shed is useless. So Trigger's signature is useless. Nicole is totally useless. Trigger without her sig just for the stun damage increase could be the best option. Although will Trigger won't proc her core. Her core is just extra days. Her additional ability rather is just extra days, so it's not that big of a deal. You just play her for the 25% extra damage and nothing else. Kinda like putting Child in a Nuvilet team. So Jufu is gonna be the best character to play. Simply because of lack of options. But it's funny, like, change the core passives to include Rapture units. It's funny that they changed Lucy, who has a useless additional ability anyways. Lucy's additional ability makes it so that her boars inherit her crit damage and crit rate. And like, sure, it's nice. But it's just a little bit extra Lucy personal damage, which is less and less relevant with each patch. Because, you know, the power level does increase gradually. They kinda have been keeping power creep under control since Miyabi. Because up until Miyabi, every DPS was much better than the previous one, and then Miyabi just like went through the roof. And then since Miyabi, it's been fine actually. But still, the power level is gradually gonna increase as we get, you know, slightly better characters, and then more synergistic teams. And stuff like that. Ellen still does not really have a third character that's perfect for her. Even if lighter Astra is gonna work better now, because lighter procs her core. So Lucy's personal damage is gonna matter less and less, and her additional ability is only personal damage. So it's kind of funny that they changed her out of all characters. But I guess not many other characters are universal buffers. Nicole wouldn't work, because Death Shred is worthless. And then they changed every universal support, right? They added Rapture to Astra, and they added Rapture to Lucy, and then Coleda. It was Astra, Lucy, Coleda, and something else. So pretty much anybody who's not totally anti-synergistic with Rapture is gonna get Rapture added. Because yeah, Rina couldn't work, because pen ratio is useless, Nicole couldn't work. So it had to be Lucy. More engines. Mostly just Rapture engines. The Bang Boo's kinda meh. He just deals damage. Also, they said that the ball bounces between enemies, but here just hit them and that's it. Did it really bounce between them? Or is the bounce so fast you can see it? I don't really like this guy too much. I mean, he's fine, but like, nothing huge. And then we have the selector. I'm probably gonna get more Lycons for like Hugo. Everybody else is useless, so I guess it's Lycon. I could consider Rina, but man, I like after I've done my calcs, I lost all respect to Rina. I still like her as a character, but not as a playable character. I like her as an NPC. For the engine, I'm probably gonna go with here Steel Cushion because I don't have it yet, right? Do I still not have Steel Cushion? I'm pretty sure I don't, and I wanted to have it to like test it on Ellen to see which attacks are back attacks and which aren't. Yeah, no Steel Cushion for me. It could also be better even than Housekeeper on Corin. Like Steel Cushion is very underrated, because even if you, because it gives you physical damage bonus 25%, and then 25% back attack damage bonus, and then it has 24 crit rate. On Ellen, it's pretty much on par with Brimstone, even though you don't get the physical damage bonus. And this is assuming you are not trying to min-max. This is assuming you are not min-maxing the back attacks. You are attacking from the back only if your abilities take you to the back. Now, Ellen does work pretty well with that passive because her third basic actually teleports her behind the enemy. Some characters only stay in front, but that also means you can run around and then have 100% of your damage from the back. And then for a physical character, it's even better. So, yeah, I feel like Brimstone is overhyped and Steel Cushion is underappreciated because crit rate is just pretty good if you are not capping yet on crit rate. Not like in Soldier 11? Nah. Her rhythmic thingy is a bit too annoying. I'm a big rhythm game enjoyer, but her basics are not really a rhythm game because there is no rhythm. I mean, there is a rhythm to her basics, but you need to like keep the rhythm in your head. If some song played, like if Soldier 11 actually played the song whenever you start attacking, and you would click to the rhythm of that song, or like a little tune even, like a metronome or whatever, I would like her way more. But now that I have just to time it based on like the animations only, and like my own timing, it feels pretty bad actually. So no. If you don't have Brimstone yet, it is a pretty good it is a pretty good engine. But I feel like Steel Cushion is underappreciated for sure. Yeah, those are pulls that we are getting right now. Also, Fusion Compiler is a pretty decent anomaly engine. Maybe if I had it with some extra phases, it could be good for some A-rank anomaly in the future. Cute avatar as well. And then Roxy with the agent Ellen rejoice! I definitely am rejoicing. Get ready to experience a stronger Ellen, unleash Ellen's hidden potential and boost her combat capabilities. Oh man, power up Ellen Joe. I can't believe it happened actually. And Jay, here you have a little showcase. So the enemy starts attacking and then Ellen starts her third basic. And then this is like triggers a parry. And then after this, she does a parry again. And then what is this? What was that? I don't even know what that attack was. It's like a counter, but she didn't launch it before. Wait, let's watch it on like half speed. Yeah, the enemy attacks, and like even after the golden glow, Ellen started channeling. It's not like you have to predict the enemy's attack, so that you have the scissors open as they attack you. The golden glow happened first, and then Ellen does her charge attack. Her charge scissors attack. And actually triggers a parry. So even they could have done it that only the actual charged scissors while they are open and charging they parry, but the first two hits actually parried. I wonder if it's gonna be only the first two hits, because her dash attack first does two hits, and then you get the charging part. So here she parried using the first two hits. I'll have to like read everything and test everything. And yeah, here she just a regular charged scissors attack. But here, during the next one, once again she parries with the very first attack. And then after the smash, so one thing is that she already has some flash freeze charges, so maybe like it's, if Ellen has flash freeze charges after the parry, she does this. Wait, is this a dash attack? Because like she does the animation, right? Jumps and stops this animation now. And now she kind of like went for, this could just be the animation for this move though. Yeah, I don't really know what that was. But I think it changed into third basic, because here at the end, after this move, you can see she like goes behind the enemy. I mean, first this, and now, oh, this. Wait, I can actually go a couple of frames backwards. This is her third basic animation, right? Because here, she did the like, shoo, into the air move, and then after this, it changed into third basic directly. And not into an ice blade, importantly, right? Because this, well, she like skewers the enemy, goes like pew, 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 and then reappears on the other side and does the spinning blade. This is her third basic, for sure. So yeah, I feel like there's some counter follow-up. Like after you counter, you get this. Most likely. But there are even more extra moves that they are not even telling us about. Oh man, I use this. Well, I will have to upgrade my spreadsheet. I'm not gonna upgrade the spreadsheet anymore. I kinda abandoned it. Instead, I'm making like a new version of my Ellen calculator. I probably have to like start working on it again. I was working on my Ellen, because I'm making an Ellen calculator in Python now. Like actually just writing an app, because it's so much more flexible and easier to work with. But it's more work to set it up. More work to set it up, but as a reward, it will be super easy and convenient to use later on. And hopefully, surely it will happen. So I was working on it every day until I started playing Expedition 33. And then that took 80 hours of my life. But now I finished Expedition 33, I have 100% achievements. So I can continue doing other stuff. But for now, actually today, I spent most of my day farming achievements in Star Rail. Finally, I started catching up a bit. Got almost all the 3.0 achievements, now I'm on 3.1 achievements. I'm gonna go back to the older ones later, like the 2.4, 2.7, because those patches were kind of bad. But yeah, I need to get back to writing the code, especially because the longer I wait, the more I forget, and the harder it will be to go back to it. I will also go into, because like this is one thing where we can see her abilities. We can also see her abilities in the live stream. So after I'm done with this thingy, I will go to the live stream section where they talk about Ellen buffs. But let's watch this until the end first. It's long, but it is so good, man. It's definitely worth it. The name Wi-Fi is derived from Protect and Anomaly. Huh. The Aphelium comes from the flourishing mining industry. Did we get the new maps? That's pretty great. The world map, like the bigger one, looks kinda mid. It's like all black and white. They will show it in a bit. Alright, this one. It's kinda like a bunch of nothing, but it's cool. Also, even this, even if like if you don't want to deal with the new big map, they improved this vastly. Now we've got 3 rows of locations to choose from instead of just one in the middle, so even just choosing a location like this will be much easier, so that's nice. And yeah, this aerospace city. So there will be areas, I'm not sure if this is one of them, there will be areas where you can both like walk around and, you know, talk with NPCs, do stuff like that, and also fight. Like they will merge playable area, like they will merge combat areas with the exploration areas. And they said that they will remap all the buttons by default in 2.0. So I wonder how that's gonna look. On the keyboard it's gonna be probably fine, because keyboards have lots of keys. But on the controller it's gonna be rough. You'll probably have to like hold down one button and then press another to like open up menus. Because the combat buttons need to be like prioritized. And then the like exploration buttons can be more scuffed. So I wonder how that's gonna work. Not sure if that's a necessary change, but I guess if it's done well it could be cool, but I don't feel like the game needed it that much. Let's see how they do this. Would be cool if these little thingies actually gave us the like Marcel mazes to fix, kinda like in the Miyabi black and white hollow. For decibels, that's Jifufu. Jifufu increases your decibel limit. Although, wait, does she increase by 1,000? Oh yeah, she does increase by 1,000. That's her additional ability. When you have an attack or rapture character in your team, increase max decibels by 1,000, but you still use 3k when ulting, so it just allows you to overcap a bit on ult. And then after you ult, you also gain back 250. So it allows you to like save your ult for the stun window, for example, but still keep building up decibels. So with this, maybe you could even get 2 ults in a stun. Or at least get 1 ult in a stun and then have another ready for the next stun. That's more realistic. Because normally you ult like every other stun-ish. With this, you could ult 2 stuns in a row. So yeah, that's nice. That's a pretty nice additional ability, actually. Wait, we were here. Oh, and we have Elemental Sight added as well. 3 versions of it. We've got Disintegration, Revelation, and Insight. Not sure why these need to be like 3 different techniques, if it's just all one thing pretty much. But hey, maybe it is just one button. And new gameplay, we've got Sheer Cold and Miasma. If you take too much miasmic attacks, all characters lose percentage HP damage. Like all characters are dealt percentage HP damage. Also, this fat Guzzlord, new enemy. And apparently you can disable some of the miasmic thingies. Oh, we do get the EU's gameplay. Oh, was this in the live stream? Because I haven't watched this specific video before. Control used to complete levels and collect star anchor data to earn rewards. EU's gains a new hammer attack, which can be used to break specific objects and trigger special mechanisms. Oh, that's super cool. Because they said that this is gonna be like the replacement for TV mode. And then they replaced TV mode with this, I think, in some of the earlier quests, but they never used it outside of the... They used it in new content outside of the black and white Miyabi Hollow thingy. So it's super cool that they're actually bringing this back. I love the used gameplay. And we are getting a hammer. So silly. And it was not like as an event. It was not listed as an event, but rather just new exploration gameplay. So I hope it's just gonna be, you know, a permanent part of quests going forward. Also, especially side quests. This would be amazing for side quests, because they really abandoned commissions like side quests totally after 1.4. I don't think we got a single side commission. So yeah, it would be cool. The Gundam gameplay is an event though. This is also an event. It here says new daily management gameplay. Suibian Temple management, but it is an event. Maybe it's like a 2.x long event. Not sure how much it will take to actually expand the entire temple. Or maybe parts of it are like time limited and others are permanent. It will definitely be one of the permanent events at the end of the day. This replaces the Doggo scratch card. But you can still go to the Doggo scratch card if you want to. But this will be like the new version of it. We get skins and we can also adjust them with accessories. You can, yeah, give her like a cat ear headband. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I wonder how it's gonna work in cutscenes. You are probably not gonna see anything there. Any of the accessories. They'll probably just have the new skin equipped by default and that's it. So goofy, man. Gravitational attraction new event. And movie watching. This is kind of like the flower arrangement event is also now like permanent content, and you can flower arrange during quality time with some agents. Movie watching is also like, it's gonna be an event where we watch movies with NPCs, like Orchidea over here, but then it will also be a permanent feature where you can watch movies with playable characters. I think that's how it's gonna work. Like the NPCs are part of the event, and then watching movies with playable characters will be permanent. And there are actual movies to watch. Oh, also in the back here, you can see playable characters. This is Alice. Man, I'm so hyped for Alice. This girl is not watching the movie. She's looking at her phone. And yeah, here you have the Bangbu combat. Eus is mad that it's been abandoned now. Now that the proxy just goes into the hollow by themselves, Eus has been displeased. He's gonna get a mecha and beat us to pulp. Holographic Consort Arena, just a generic combat event. And this, so we are getting a like a series of food collabs, but I do wonder how it's gonna work. It's kind of like the Star Rail one, where across the world, different locations, like different countries would have different locations that had collabs with them. And for example, in Germany, in Poland there was nothing, of course, but in Germany there was like a food truck that went around the country, and by around the country I mean in 2 cities. And there you could like order an overpriced burger. It was very tasty though. That was the best burger I ate. And then we got the like stand and also the avatar and stuff. Wonder how it's gonna go here. Would be nice if they could just collab with McDonald's or KFC or something and just have it in all of Europe. But yeah, I don't know. Europe, global McDonald's and KFC are too weak. Or like I guess McDonald's in the States actually collabed with Genshin, but McDonald's in the EU did not. Will I have to go to Germany again, to Berlin, for a Hoyo food collab for the second time? And there is an in-game event as well related to this. If it actually came to Poland, it would be so good, man. But I don't have high hopes. And it's just Failum Heights sightseeing guide, just extra polychromes for doing regular stuff that you would do. They almost always do this in like X.0 versions in Genshin and Star Rail as well. Because they don't really need to give us events when a new patch with entire new areas just came out, but to make it so that there is no just... So to make it so that the event page is not empty, they do this, you know, incentive to just explore and the new gameplay. Also, wait, so this is, as time passes, a decade of Subian Temple, so maybe this is the event part, but then the core temple expansion is just not an event? Yeah, I don't know exactly which part of the temple thingy is gonna be repeatable and which one is gonna be event. Expansion to Hollow Zero. New Rizonia, new gear. new bosses. Oh, and then the yearly replay thingy. I have gotten every single endgame mode I have fully cleared, including the very first few defense. I'm gonna have like a perfect record. Lord Phaethon has always been the GOAT. P-E-A-K. Okay. Because I love Vivian. And then triple farming rewards. And there's gonna be a new mode. When farming basic materials, you can pick the enemies you fight. Now there will be a mode where they randomize the enemies, but you get more energy at the beginning to compensate. Pretty cool. Will be a bit less boring. While also possibly being faster, because you have the energy to use the react special quicker. Depends on the character you play. I don't think Ellen's gonna care, because they clear the enemies in one EX special anyway, like basic EX special basic. And you can start the main quest in advance. And they buffed auto-explore for the commissions from 1.0. They want people to never ever see TV mode again. And the issue one set, and then the standard set. Okay. We will go over the Ellen change, the more Ellen gameplay in the full live stream, but first I will take a quick bathroom break. So don't go anywhere, I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, that was the teaser. Now time for the live stream. But here let's just skip until
哇，今日真係熱到飛起呀！
let me turn on the subtitles. By default, the subtitles are in German for some reason. If you don't change them to English yourself. Oh, here we see. Actually, they even show them earlier, like at the towards the beginning. They showed the characters we'll be meeting. So there was also Alice and Yuzuha. Where was that though? I'm not gonna spend too much time looking. But yeah, Orpheus is super cute. I really like how she looks. Some people are mad that she looks less fierce than in the like 2D art in the trailer. There she looked more serious. Here she looks more cutesy. I really like how she looks. She might be my second favorite design in Zenless after Ellen. Either that or Alice actually. Alice is super cute as well.
以孩共生体的谜团吧。此外，今日
So I'm pretty happy that she's gonna be appearing early in the story. Oh, here we have the Shark
纪念这个
Frenzy.
节点，也为了回应大家的期待，我们打算针对限定代理人
And now this is a slightly different
进行
video,
补
if
强
I'm not mistaken.
这是加强我们不但将0号空洞双峰合理。
Yeah, so here it was just quick charge attack into 1, 2, 3 basic. This is probably M1 Ellen then. What if they are gonna move M1 to base kit, where you get more flash freeze charges for the? Because here, let's actually just rewind a little bit.
我们打算针对限定代理人爱莲进行
In this
补
video,
强
if you
这是
assume
加
that
强我们
the
不但
combat starts in a neutral state, so like Ellen has no flash freeze charges at the start, she does a quick charge, like not quick charge as in the quick charge where you charge your charged scissors faster, but the like fast scissors. Hello Nikiki, yeah, I'm super happy. I am the #1 Ellen main. And I'm trying to overanalyze the little snippets of gameplay we have. So yeah, here, let's actually slow it down.
将0号空
This was the scissor strike was uncharged. Normally, at M0, an uncharged scissor strike only gives you 1 flash freeze charge. Actually, wait, we can look at her blade, because her blade gets ice. If you have flash freeze charges, you have ice on your blade. Oh wait, so she has it to start off? No. Yes, no, yes. I guess the blade is icy already, so Ellen has flash freeze to start off. At the start of this clip, she already has flash freeze. Not hyper armor, but a parry. Even better. Because hyper armor wouldn't help much if the enemy just murders you in 1 hit anyways, but it's a parry, you take no damage. Because hyper armor usually, in that context, means that you cannot be staggered. Kind of like during a... Actually, I don't know what in Zenless prevents you from being staggered but you still take damage. Like Sokaku's EX special spam. When you do the shroom shroom shroom, I don't think you can be staggered, but she takes damage still. But yeah, at the very least, because in the other video, the first 2 hits of the charged basic, of the charged dash attack rather, trigger the parry. Not sure if because the way the attack works is that first you do like 2 quick hits when you start charging the dash attack, and then she opens the scissors up to charge them and then do the snap with the scissors. So in the video, in the other one, actually let's just play it then. Ellen buff was quite early. Here. Right. In this video, the enemy attacks, right? We get the flash, and then Ellen starts her charged dash attack, and it parries at the very beginning, and then she goes into a quick charged attack. And then we can see this again. The enemy starts attacking. Here they even like are mid animation already, and then Ellen immediately parries with the dash attack. And if you get the parry, she immediately gets a quick charge. So that means that the charged Scissor Strike charges faster. And she also has this weird follow-up here. Not sure exactly how this comes out. Is it just a counter attack after you parry? Is this something else? Just a follow-up to the dash attack? And then it chains into the third basic at the end there as well. But yeah, here, I was trying to see if possibly this... I mean, this could also be just like M1 Ellen in the first place. But she only does a uncharged strike. Okay, let's watch it at regular speed now. But she had flash freeze beforehand, so it doesn't even matter anyways. And yeah, after the third basic, she gets the... Wait, I think it hits the enemy multiple times. This is something I was wondering. So normally the Ice Blades, they're kind of weird, because they can hit one enemy multiple times. I think this is still the case from what we can see here. Is Astra necessary to have even if you're already easily slapping all the in-game content? Then no. Other than for like Evelyn, I guess. Evelyn is the one agent that really wants to have Astra to perform properly. I guess Vivian as well. Vivian and Evelyn are two agents that like really benefit from Astra. Not only because Astra is part of every single best team in the game. Like for any agent you pick, except for like, I mean, you could. There are like a couple exceptions. Like Hugo doesn't play Astra. That's all I can think of. For everybody else, Astra is part of their best team, but simply because she's our only S rank, our only limited S rank support. And it's just raw numbers, right? It's just a 1200 attack and then some damage bonus and crit damage. And then she triggers Astral Voice easily. But for Evelyn, specifically getting extra chain attacks is huge from Astra's ult. And for Vivian, the fact that Astra's Tremolo attacks, so like whenever you do a quick assist with Astra in the team, she fires off Tremolo attacks, which count as EX special damage, which can proc Vivian's Guard Feathers to trigger Quick Bloom. That's a lot of words. Vivian likes Astra in the team. Yeah. So if you're like an Evelyn or Vivian main, I would heavily recommend getting Astra. Otherwise, if you are already not having a lot of trouble, or like any trouble, yeah, no. We'll get better supports for sure later on. Like I said, like Vivian and Evelyn will keep playing Astra forever, and other agents will move on. It's kinda like in Star Rail we had Ruan Mei. That was best in slot for everybody when she came out. But then we got Robin, who power crept her almost everywhere, except for break teams. Break teams really only came into being after Robin's release, but like, you know, after that came out. Ruan Mei has her own niche, break teams, and then Robin was to be used everywhere else. But now we got 3B, who power crept Robin, so like Robin is only used in follow-up teams, single target follow-up teams, mostly. And then 3B is the one used everywhere. And then, you know, 3B eventually will be power crept, and we'll keep using 3B in AoE teams, and then the new one, so like, yeah, whenever a new support comes out, they're OP, but then they later just slot into a niche alongside the other ones, and we move on. So Astra's niche will be characters who really like chain attacking, aka Evelyn, and then characters who really like off-field EX special damage, which is Vivian. We're playing Miyabi with Trigger and Rina. That doesn't sound that great, but Miyabi's pretty OP, so it's fine. I guess if you build Anomaly Mastery on both, you can trigger shock quite easily. Yeah, maybe it's not even that bad actually. Yeah. You do trigger Miyabi score with Rina? Sure. I just don't really like... Rina is kinda bad, man. Some people are trying to like hype up Rina. I've done the calcs and her buffs are just bad. The pen ratio just doesn't... The buff is too low. It's not even that pen ratio is a bad stat. Because I've done calcs for Ellen. Ellen likes pen ratio. Rina triggers her core passive. The stats just aren't there, you know? Rina is just a waste of time. You're ready to go for Jifufu for Vlad. Not sure if Jifufu will be part of Vlad's best team or of Hugo's best teams. Because right now, Lighter Lycon is the best. Lighter Trigger, close second. Especially if you have the engines. Because Trigger's engine gives Death Shred, and Hugo's engine gives Death Shred. So Death Shred plus Death Shred equals better. Not sure about Jifufu. I guess the good part about Jifufu is that you can play Lighter and Jifufu, and then you are very strong against fire content. So Hugo would be Hugo would prefer a fire weakness on the enemy than an ice weakness, cause then your stunners would stun faster. So yeah, having 2 fire stunners, cause Lighter is like so much better than anything else. You always play Lighter, right? If you don't play Lighter, you have a cope Hugo team. So then having Jifufu as a second fire stunner actually seems quite nice. And she buffs ults. Although the totalize damage is like separate from the ult damage, so it wouldn't get buffed by that, right? And that's nice on Monoshock. Yeah, the shock extension is okay. But Monoshock? Nah. Now that Vivian exists. Because before you would either play Bernice with Yanagi, or just Monoshock. Now you can also play Vivian, and that is like much better than any other option. So yeah, I don't know. I like Rina as a character, I like Rina as an NPC. Her kid though, kinda garbage, man. The buffs just aren't there. Oh, wait. So this hits the enemy multiple times, right? I wanted to double check. Because right now the Ice Blades in Hollow Zero, they can hit one enemy multiple times. And it's kinda junky because of that. But yeah, it hits him like 4 times here, even though it's a small enemy. Let's play this in slow-mo, because then we can like hear it as well. Yeah, he definitely gets hit at least twice. So it seems that property of the Ice Blades is retained. Because I am wondering if the Ice Blades are just gonna be copy-pasted from Hollow Zero to her base kit. Because the Ice Blades have like a couple parts to them. So first, you know, after you do an EX, after you do Shark Nami, so her second EX special, third basic, quick assist, or assist follow-up, or dodge counter. She triggers an Ice Blade, and then yeah, the Ice Blades, despite being a projectile, they still have hit lag, which is kind of weird. It makes it seem like the game is lagging if you hit a lot of enemies with them. And they lower enemies' defense by 30%, and also every Ice Blade after the first one gets 25% extra crit damage up to 3 stacks. And then the buff lasts for 15 seconds. So after 15 seconds it falls off. So I wonder if everything there is gonna be kept. But we'll just have to see. Does it look like these are like she's only hitting one small enemy, so it's hard to tell whether she has hit lag or not on this. Yeah, it seems like there is hit lag, which is a problem. I mean, it's not a big deal, but it just feels bad. I guess, I mean, you could say it feels good. They definitely have a lot of impact, but it's weird for a projectile to have hit lag. And when you hit 5 enemies, the game just stops for a second from all the hit lag. Because every enemy generates separate hit lag then. Here we have, so they talk about adding new moves, and she does the same attack again. So after the charged Scissor Strike, she goes into this swimming move that then chains into a third basic. But here she didn't even parry. Because in the previous video she does a parry and then goes into the swimming attack. I like this a lot because it's like very sharky. Let's go back. Let me just like rewind it by a few seconds actually.
是将新增的一些新的招数，让玩家能看到。
Yeah, she turned around, but that's regular behavior. Where she was charging in the other direction, but then turned to these enemies. That's normal. She does this already. But yeah, after this attack, I wonder how this triggers. Maybe this is because I said before. One of my suggestions before was that whenever you, what feels kind of bad when you have Ellen with Mindscapes, it's very easy to overcap your flash freeze charges, especially when you have M1, starting at M1, and then especially if you have M4, because she gets 6 with her charged scissors, and then she also gets 6 whenever enemy is stunned or frozen, and you do want to use your quick charge dash attack because it actually deals decent damage as well, especially with M6. So I was saying that maybe whenever you have overcap flash freeze, you could get some buffs per extra flash freeze charge or whatever. Like every extra flash freeze charge you would have generated makes the dash attack stronger. Maybe this is their way of implementing that. So if you already had extra flash freeze, she can do this follow-up after the dash attack. New X1, I don't think they will change existing moves. I don't really have any like proof for that, but I think they will just like remove her EX. It's a pretty cool move where she like slaps them with the tail. There is no reason to remove moves, really.
同时，考虑到艾伦就
But it could be like it could be a type of EX. It could be an EX3 that gets triggered after the dash attack. So you do the dash attack and then you press EX, and then you get this move because she gets third basic after it. All EX specials, both Tail Swipe and Shark Nami, chain into EX into third basic. So it would make sense for this to also chain into third basic for sure, if it's an EX special.
业范围，我们还为艾伦争。
And then after third basic she gets. And now we see the only actual text. So her additional ability is still the same, 30% ice damage. Sure, it's not that major, but yeah, now it's oh wait, no, this is old Ellen.
增补了额外的能力。
Oh yeah, this is new Ellen now. Okay, okay. There's an unlocked potential. Also, it's still 30% ice damage. But yeah, there is an unlocked potential switch at the bottom. So suppose like it looks like you can just turn off the buffs if you don't want them at any moment in time, which is pretty cool. And yeah, when Ellen launches a charge Scissor Strike during dash attack Arctic Ambush or consumes a flash freeze charge to activate the basic attack flash streaming, the skill's crit damage increases by 100%. The above effect also applies to dash attacks, ultimates, basic attack Icy Blade, and basic attack Glacial Blade Wave. It seems like the new move is basic attack Glacial Blade Wave. Also, what does like the wording is so weird. Why is it worded like this? It doesn't just say that when Ellen launches a charge Scissor Strike or then these moves, she gets 100% crit damage. It first says that when she launches a charge Scissor Strike during dash attack or consumes flash freeze, she gets 100% skill damage, and then the above effect also applies to dash attacks, but like dash attack ultimates, basic attacks, basic attack Icy Blade, basic attack Glacial Blade Wave. But like always or only after you like consume a flash freeze charge? How does this work exactly? It's very weird wording. Also, crucially, it does not apply to chain attack, only ult. So her Astra synergy won't be like they are not buffing her Astra synergy, which I feel like is a good thing. Eventually, we're gonna get an ice support that's gonna be better for Ellen. At least they won't have to like. It will be easier for them to release better supports for Ellen in the future if her synergy with Astra isn't too good. And then yeah. Oh wait, they actually remove the ice. Oh shoot. When another character in your squad shares the same attribute or faction... Oh no, it's still attribute. Okay, it is attribute. Attributor faction or is a stun character. Yeah, it's a straight buff. So yeah, now every lighter team triggers her additional ability, so you don't need to worry about whether your support is ice. I thought that their way to buff Ellen would be just release an actually good ice support, like an ice S-rank ice support. Sogeku is fine, but she's an A rank after all, 1.0 A rank. I mean, most A ranks are 1.0 because there are barely any post-release. But yeah, just made it so that lighter triggers the additional ability. And now we can all live in happiness. But it's only 30 ice damage. It's still nice. I'll definitely welcome this in my lighter Caesar Ellen team for the tower. But it's not that big of a... It's not a game changer. So yeah, basic attack Icy Blade, that's the Icy Blade that she shoots out, and basic attack Glacial Blade Wave. Follow up basic after the dash attack. But there has to be some condition. In both videos where she uses the Glacial Blade Wave, she does 2 charge attacks. She does two dash attacks into the Glacial Blade Wave. So I am inclined to believe that it has something to do with overcapping Flash Freeze. Maybe like when your Flash Freeze is full, after the dash attack, you get the Glacial Blade Wave or something like that. You remember Steam installing this patch? Probably. But mostly because of lack of options. We'll eventually get a proper Rapture buffer. And then that will be the best character to play with Ishuan, or an HP buffer as well would be good, because none of our existing characters really work that well with Ishuan. She's not ice or fire, so you can play lighter. She doesn't really like attack all that much. She does scale with attack a bit. It's kind of like Blade. She's kind of like Blade, where she scales mostly with HP and a bit with attack. Although not for long, because Blade's scalings are getting changed to pure HP next patch. But for now. So she gets a bit of value from like Lucy and Astra, but it's not that big. Astra is still gonna be fine. Especially before Jifufu releases. Because, you know, the attack gets still transformed into some sheer force. And then you get damage bonus and crit damage. That works fully. And quick assists are always nice. They're also both ether, which doesn't really matter. Because Astra doesn't really apply anomaly. Also, Yishuan has a separate anomaly meter anyways. Trigger could be used, but Trigger's engine is wasted. Because Yishuan already shreds all defense. So any support that gives pen ratio or defense shred just doesn't give anything. Rina gives her actually 0 buffs. Base kit Rina does not buff Yishuan at all. 0 damage increase from playing Rina in your team. Nicole gives a bit of ether damage, so at least there is that, and some crit rate. But still pretty bad, because you don't get the death shred, so both of these don't work. So yeah, Trigger, her W engine is worthless, but 25% or 35? No, how much percent does it actually give? The extra stun damage bonus, even out of stun from Trigger, is gonna be nice, so Trigger could definitely be playable. But pretty scuffed, like only like half of Trigger's kit is gonna work, but it's still gonna be one of the better options. Then we'll get Panini Hu immediately, who is actually a Rapture buffer, so that's gonna be great. And then Jifu is just a good stunner, who gives you ult damage bonuses, and Yishuan has 2 ults, so ult bonuses are better on her than most other characters who only have 1 ult. You know, it's like Super Break? No, it has nothing to do with Super Break. It's just damage that ignores defense. That's it. And there is this separate special multiplier, Sheer Force, so that they can like have a tighter grip on balancing, right? They don't have to worry about making a buffer in the future that gives you 5000 attack and then being too powerful with a character who shreds all defense, because they will make separate buffers that give sheer force, and then they can keep like the power level of sheer force and regular damage in check. If regular attack DPSs are too weak, they can release stronger buffers who give you a lot of attack, a lot of death shred and pen ratio. And then if attack is too strong, Rapture is too weak, they just release buffers that give you sheer force specifically, and this only works for Rapture then. So it's just a separate stat to have more options when balancing, and also force people to pull for more supports. Because if you have Yishuan, you want to pull for the Rapture buffers, for the sheer force buffers, and not for the attack buffers or pen ratio or defense shred characters.
适用范围，进一步的给玩家组队的自由。角色的体验升级是我们项目组2.0版本第一次尝试，我们后续会观察玩家的反馈以及相关的数据情况，长期把这件事情做下去。爱莲作为开服的角色，对很多玩家以及制作组来说都有很大的纪念意义。希望老玩家能在这一次强化中获得好的体验，也希望新玩家能看到我们对角色的持续。
So I'm really curious if oops, my face is obstructing Ellen. I'm really curious whether the ice blades are gonna keep all the death shred and extra crit damage. I'm curious if her mindscapes are gonna be changed at all, and I'm curious how exactly the glacial blade wave thingy gets procced. Okay, let's. I mean, they also could have just not directly power crept Ellen in the first place. Is PS5 ruined? If Icy Blade has Death Shred, then possibly. Because the gap between... the gap between pen ratio and like attack and ice damage is like... The gap between pen ratio and attack on 5 is 2%. I guess ice damage could be, if you actually play, if instead of Sokaku you play Astra, you get a bit more combat attack, so ice damage could be better than attack percent then. I had lighter Sokaku here as my like baseline, because this did actually calc as the best team by like 4%, but now that lighter Astra also triggers core passive, it's gonna be better, because you also get the 30 ice damage. The gap here, the reason why Sokaku was calced slightly better than Astra was because Sokaku gives 30% ice damage from Ellen's core, while Astra Lighter does not. Now all lighter teams, every team on the list actually, except for Caesar Astra, is gonna proc Ellen's core, and before only the ones with Sokaku did. So the Sokaku teams kinda fall, and then... Lycon as well. Sokaku teams kinda fall off, and then the non-Sokaku teams get... I mean, you want to deal less damage with Sokaku, but you will deal more damage without her. So yeah, here, 2% difference, and the death shot could make pen ratio worse enough to overtake it if the Ice Blades keep death shred. Like, that's an important disclaimer every time. But I feel like, I mean, if they make it so that the Ice Blades keep death shred, I hope they change her mindscapes then. I would prefer if pen ratio just stayed a good stat for Ellen, because she already gets so much damage bonus and attack percent, or like flat attack rather in combat. Because if they give her death shred and then she still has pen ratio on E6 on M6, that's kind of like internal anti-synergy, which is pretty weird. Pen ratio is still probably gonna be the best stat anyways, especially at M6. Because my calcs here are at M0 Ellen. You get 20% extra pen ratio at M6, and that's actually kind of big. The more pen ratio you have, the better it gets. So pen ratio should still be best, even with 30 death shred. But I don't want to redo any of these calcs because it's way too much of a pain to redo these calcs. I need to finish my new calcs. But I'm hoping for mindscape changes, and maybe even engine changes. But the thing is, her engine is good, but it gives you too much crit rate when you superimpose, when you overclock it. Am I going to switch to the new set? Of course. Every stunner goes on the new set. An absolute number. Maybe except Trigger? Maybe except for Trigger. Every other stun agent instantly plays the new set though. The old stun set was never good in the first place. I mean, oops, here. Like, the 6% days usually gonna be better than 6% impact. And whenever you use any expert or chain attack, increase crit damage by 15%. Nah, you play this as well on trigger. Unless you play Shadow Harmony for personal damage, but then it's better to buff your team anyways. Nah, you play it on trigger as well. Her EX is quite expensive, but you can still trigger it pretty often. It's 15 seconds, it's quite a long time, and also chain attack, so like whenever you stun, you get it for free, as long as you do chain attack with your stunner. You might not want to do that, if you want max chain attacks on your DPS. I feel like trigger plays this as well, it's just so much better. This set was never good in the first place. It was just the best option because everything else was bad. But yeah, optimized clears, like, you know, 60k, M0 Miyabi with Flycon Sogaku. You play stuff like Swing Jazz or Freedom Blues. Also, why is this 4-piece broken here? Hello? Where is my Swing Jazz 4-piece? But you played Freedom Blues or Swing Jazz or Astral Voice on your stunners. This is also broken, huh? They removed Protopunk! And yeah, this is now like a stun exclusive buff. 30% crit damage is a lot on a set. Everybody plays this, even Trigger. I'm almost certain. Okay, let's clear the Shield defense. Edge attack increased by 10% and enemy stun recovery speed is reduced by 10%. Ooh, so this actually, it's not stun duration increase, it's stun recovery speed reduced. So this is good for this stacks together with lighter. We could get a stun character in the future that reduces, increases stun recovery speed. No wait, this is reduced. But no, speed is reduced. Wait, does it mean they stay longer in stun or shorter in stun? This means the stun lasts for 10% longer, right? Right? I'm actually not sure. But yeah, they could make a character in the future that makes it so that the enemies recover from stun longer. And then you could play lighter with that, like plus 5 seconds, and then like multiply this. Whatever. When inflicting an attribute anomaly on the enemy, if the enemy is not stunned, 10% days will be directly accumulated. As if the attack penalty deals 30% more damage to enemies with ultimate and EX special attacks, and if the enemy is stunned, the attack's crit damage is further increased by 60%. And I'm gonna play Ellen anyways. Wait, so first half, I guess we play Jane Vivian. And then we need Astra here. Vivian needs Astra to perform well. And then we get Robin. And for the second team we go Ellen, Lighter, and Sogaku. I finally F'd Sogaku after all these years. But she will be less necessary going forward. Because Sogaku kinda got indirectly nerfed for Ellen teams by not giving 30 ice damage bonus anymore. Because before Sogaku and Lycon were the only two characters that realistically procced your additional ability. So it's kinda like as if they gave 30% ice damage to Ellen. Now, any stun character, which you really want to play. Astra Sogaku was like the only legit team without a stun unit. So I guess there it still matters that Sogaku procs the passive. But yeah, most of the time you play a stunner anyways, and that stunner being Lighter. My Lighter investment also turned out to be a good choice. I'm like, I don't know, I don't really think about this with the perspective of I hope these characters get like the synergy gets buffed in the future or something. But all my investments in Zenless and Star Rail actually turned out to be like really good long-term investments. My only E2 character in Star Rail is Silverwolf. And Silverwolf is getting buffed next patch, and especially her E2 is getting buffed. So that an E2 Silverwolf might be the best general support in Star Rail, like overall. Just like insane buffing capabilities. And now I like invested into M6 Ellen, M3 Lighter, and now they buff Ellen, including giving her extra synergy with Lighter by making so that her additional ability procs with a stun character. I mean, I just got lucky. But you could also say that it means I have good taste, compatible with the dev team, the dev teams, and they buff the characters that I like playing. Psycho deals okay damage with good stats. The issue is that it takes too much time for that damage to come out. Her animations are super slow. Okay, I haven't played a non-Ellen team in like a week. I only play non-Ellen teams when our like weekly endgame reset comes out. Normally for any content where there's only one team, I always play Ellen. I need to do some parries. Or any special here? Oh, there is another enemy. Where did you come from? Oops. Skill issue. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Yeah, without flash freeze charges, her blade is just naked. And when you do have any flash freeze charges, you have ice on your blade. So in the video, she did have flash freeze charges at the very start. So that's why she didn't need to do a charge Scissor Strike to do 3 basics afterwards. Oops. Let's get another stack and pass the full buff to Ellen. Oh, he didn't get stunned. Ellen's ult getting 100 crit damage is also pretty huge, because her ult was already a major part of her total damage. So much so that oh, they not calc 4-piece puffer? I remember 4-piece puffer being decent. Huh, but I didn't include it here. Maybe it was not decent enough. Oh, but in the engine calcs, Street Superstar, this is an engine that only buffs like ults. It only buffs ult damage, and was not that far behind like Starlight engine. It was worse, but it wasn't that much worse. And now it's actually gonna probably be better with the ult getting 100 crit damage as well from her core. Electric Fire. We could switch. We could switch to Unbe trigger, but honestly too much of a pain to switch. I would just stay. Too much clicking, you know. If they resisted ether or physical, I would switch. But like this, too much effort.
もいい弱点見っけ逃がさない
Oh no, wait. I have no feathers, man. Is this the guy that gets a shield? Okay, we're fine. He did not get a shield.
私の好きだらけさあフィナーレよ
Oh, I didn't get a dog. Okay, here we go.
痛くないわよハエとドレスが汚れると言ってるのです弱点見っけ選んで目障りです戦慄にひれ伏す時音楽は
Forbis Puffer is trading 20% attack for 20% damage?
痛いのは一
I
瞬
mean,
だから
no, the Forbis Puffer is just a different
いや
effect.
ごめんね
Oh, come on, I dodged too early again.
なんてめんどくさ進む
Forbis Puffer makes it so that after you ult, you get like you get 20% ult damage, and then after ulting you get 20% attack for like 15 seconds or something. It's got pretty bad uptime, but the buff is very good. If it had better uptime, it would be the best set for Ellen.
後ろから意地悪バイバイ邪魔しないで
Man.
いや
や
Ah, Ellen gameplay.
そりゃ
Ah, he's too far away to hit him with this, man. Okay, we got the terrible first wave though.
用心しろ
Come on, stop dashing away from me, man. Whoops. Oh my god, I cancelled the third basic. We mean versus Woodpecker, but Woodpecker also gives attack. So how does it trade attack for ult damage and also gives attack? I don't understand.
私の番だよじゃあイエーイじゃあね邪魔しないで
Ah.
ショックトルネード
Because Woodpecker also gives attack. You get free, like you could say that you get free ult damage with Puffer, but then the attack becomes bad uptime. Because Woodpecker and Puffer both give you combat attack. Puffer gives more and also gives ult damage, but the uptime is terrible. Quick to physical, that's great. Woodpecker's at 30, what? Woodpecker's at 35 attack. Woodpecker is 18 attack, because you only get realistically 2 stacks. It gives you 9% attack per stack, and you get basic attack, dodge counter, react special. Realistically, you cannot really count on the dodge counter stack being there, So basic attack and DX special, that's 2 stacks, 18% attack. At most 27 if you get the dodge counter, but it's only 6 seconds as well. Like, depends on the encounter. Usually, like, it won't be there for the stun window when it matters most. So it's 18% attack, not 35. And yeah, this is 15. I thought it's 20, but it's 20 ult damage, 15 attack. Yeah. And yeah, these teams are great here. So I'm going to do the same. That's why I didn't swap the first team, because I felt that the upcoming fights can also be if they're weak for Vivian. Because then Woodpecker would actually be a good set. Woodpecker isn't really that good for Ellen, but everything else is even worse, is the issue Ellen has. Oh my god, what's happening? Attack me. Okay, there we go. Perfect.
弱点見つけあんたは狩られる側バイトン選手たちに溺れなさい希望のために私は歌うでもねそれとも狩り腕目障りですドレスが汚れると言ってるのですやっ闇の向こう知ってる
Nice. I prefer the later stages of Shiyu with fewer enemies to the first ones with like a lot. The damage requirements aren't as high, so they are like, the earlier stages are easier anyways. But they are more annoying. Oops. Let us stay on Ellen. Ooh, that was a nice ult damage. There are ult buffs in this Shiyu. So that's why it deals so much damage. I see the weakness on both. I could play Hugo on one side, Ellen on the other. Last time I played Hugo, my Lycon died. And yeah, then I would need to play Ellen without Lighter. Could just keep the teams like this. I do kinda like Hugo though, but yeah, I just don't really have that many places where I can play him because of his overlap with Ellen. He's also gonna get reverse power crept by Ellen now. Hugo has a different team structure and different playstyle, and because of that, different fights where he can be slightly better or worse. But in general, Hugo got released as the stronger Ice Agent, and then a patch later, the weaker Ice Agent got buffed to probably be the stronger Ice Agent than him. I guess I would lose Lighter but gain Astra, because here I would play Hugo, Lighter Lycon, and then Ellen, Astra Sokaku. Maybe let's do this.
赤いマフラーを試そうってか。
出動？深呼吸していざあんたがサンプルになってくれるの？パイトーン様のお誘いとあれば
Let's play him in his
あ
own
なた様のためにご指名いただき感謝し
shield
ます
defense. And yeah, we keep robbing. Let's hope I don't die. Against an unfamiliar enemy. Maybe I should have played Hugo first half. High Talent Trigger? No, because with Trigger you get Death Shred from her engine, which is anti-synergistic with the pen ratio that Ellen already wants to build. And also, like, Lighter is always the best stunner and it's not even close. So then you would play 2 stun characters and you would just rather play Sokaku then. Especially because she gives you your core passive. Wait, I should have had them in the other way, other order. But it's fine anyways, because we'll just get the quick assist into Ellen anyways, right? Wait, will this work? I'll check the Hyacinth in a bit. Yeah, it works, okay. Get frozen, man! Finally. Ah, just do full chain, whatever. Let's go with the bamboo. I would like to freeze him before ulting. Let's finish him off with Ellen. Hopefully he stays in place. He did not. Here we go. So let's clear this and then we'll take the Hyacinth. Whoops, I wanted to be on Lycon. Probably a bit of a waste of the X special, but it's fine. Can you this thing go off? Oh, I didn't get the quick assist because I already used it up. Okay. I need to proc Lycon's thingy. Look at the ferry. I'll just EX because I have too much energy anyways. Okay, now I can go straight to into another chain with Hugo. Into EX, into hold for the extra basic. Do the ult with Lycon. Get the extra stun damage bonus.
俺にひざまずく準備はいいか。
Nice. He was pretty cool. If only he wasn't ice, man. If only he wasn't ice. I wish he was like fire. Fire, I feel like fire fits a vampire more anyways, and then he would have the same attribute as lighter, but they wanted to highlight his Lycon synergy. Especially because Lycon is the weaker character, so it's more important for them to have better synergy. I pulled him anyways, I like him, I like playing him, but yeah, it's rough. Like here we had a double Ice Week final floor in Shiyu, so it was fine. But I needed to nerf my Ellen team, which is not something I like doing. Okay, we got Hyacinth. Level 80, everything here maxed, except for the basic, which doesn't really matter anyways. Got just the Heritage Up Light Cone, which is pretty good anyways. Still gives you speed, still gives damage bonus to the team. Yep. Very solid option if you don't have her Sig. And her Sig mostly matters in... Like, her Sig is a must for Blade teams and very nice in Castoris teams, but not a must there. And just like a nice upgrade otherwise. Got some HP. HP subs are good. And then HP Mason on the Sphere is a must as well, because Ika already gets so much damage bonus anyways. Speed is the most important stat for Hyacinth. She even converts excess speed into outgoing healing bonus. So we would really want to hit the 200, because she has this... If you hit 200 you get extra healing bonus, and then for everything above 200 you get even more. Here. Oh sorry, when you get 200 speed you get 20% HP on Ika. And for every excess speed you get outgoing healing. You are not hitting 400 speed for 200% outgoing healing bonus, but you do want to hit the 200 for 20% extra HP. And all the speed buffs here should be already accounted for from the memory card and never falls as well, right? Because it's just a perma speed buff. So I'm pretty sure this already accounts for this. So yeah, your Hyacinth is kinda slow. No speed on the Sphere, no speed on the body, and only 4 speed on the 2 low rolls on the arm. Yeah, not the best, not the best. You should definitely prioritize getting higher speed. Crit rate is an absolute waste of a stat, so this is a shame as well. But at least this has good speed. But yeah, crit rate does nothing. Worse than effect hit rate. Because effect hit rate can work in like Divergent Universe. If you have an effect that applies a debuff sometimes, crit rate never does anything. Crit damage is good, but it's not better than speed. Outgoing healing boost, that's a must, so that's nice. Energy gen rope with 2-piece energy. Oh yeah, so you don't have the speed 2-piece on the Sphere. That's why you are so slow. Or like one of the reasons why you are so slow. She doesn't really need the 5 ERR. It doesn't enable any extra rotations. I mean, every point of ERR can matter if you like here get an energy buff from somewhere, here you get hit 3 times, you kill 2 enemies, whatever. Like it can always matter. There will always be a situation where it can matter, but speed is more important. And then you get a lot of outgoing healing bonus from it as well. So you really want the growth thingy, the healing speed set on your 2-piece. You still don't have an ERR rope. You could just craft one. I'm considering crafting one. This is a very good rope for her, so it will be a shame to discard it. But yeah, the set is pretty important. Effect res on subs is decent because she gets effect res from her thingy. She gets 50% effect res. So if you can get 50% base, then she becomes immune to debuffs, which is nice to make sure that she can then act and cleanse debuffs from other characters. Because whenever you skill or ult, you dispel debuffs, but if Hyacinth herself gets like frozen, she can't use her skill or ult to unfreeze your other allies if you get like a full team freeze. So having 100% effect res on her, actually pretty nice. This is her 3rd best stat, maybe 4th. Like speed is best, and probably crit damage just for damage. HP for more healing and more damage. I mean, more healing equals more damage directly, because Ika deals damage based on how much you have healed. So yeah, HP means more healing, which means more damage. So HP is probably a bit better than crit damage still. They are similar. And then effect res is like the 4th best stat. For HP percent or crit damage, probably HP%. But they are both just as good, really. Just pick pieces, like always fastest is bestest. And then after that, pick whatever gives you most total HP% and crit damage subs. And then effect res being the best final stat. If you are only focused on Hyacinth's supportive ability and like her healing and stuff, effect res can even be better than crit damage then. But I would prioritize crit damage over effect res. Still with like right now you have 75% effect res, that's already quite a lot. You are very rarely gonna be frozen or CC'd otherwise. The 100% would just be to guarantee. But you don't need to guarantee it. Okay, let's do Genshin though. I don't think I've done it yesterday. Oh, we had Wanderer. It's a Liyue character from above 2.4. Okay, that already gives us a lot of info. And like not 2 arrows. So this can only be Xianyun or Gaming. I'll go Xianyun as Gaming. Wait, way above 4.4. Wait, below 4.4. Oh no, it's Yunjin. No, it's Polar. It's Baiju. Oh, I forgot about Baiju. Yeah, it could never be. Wait, Yao Yao. No, wait, not Yao Yao? But yeah, it couldn't have been Xianyun. I forgot that she was 4. I forgot that she was Fontaine. Also, it couldn't have been a Catalyst. What am I doing? I thought that Xianyun was like 3.4, not 4.4. That's why I picked her. Wait. So... it's not Yunjin, it's not... Yao Yao. Then who? Who am I forgetting? Like our Liyue, yearly Liyue 4 stars were Yunjin into Yao Yao, into Gaming, into Lanyan. So it's none of the 4 stars. So it's a 5 star. 5 stars from Liyue between 2.4 and 3.6. So in Sumeru patches, who from Liyue got released during the Sumeru patches? Before Baiju. Huh? Man, I need to like just go through the characters because I'm just absolutely blanking out here. It's not Gaming. Gaming was later. Right? Or is Gaming this old already? No, he's not. Gaming was last year. Gaming was together with Xianyun, same patch. This is from Inazuma. Shinobu! No, wait, she's from Inazuma, not from... Oh my god, what am I doing? Wait, 2.7, same patch as Shinobu. But she's not... she's from... Why did I click Shinobu, man? Wait, who got released alongside her? Yelan! Oh, here we go. Oh my god. Man, so many blunders. Like, half of the clicks here were blunders. Baiju... No, every click here was a blunder, actually. All 3 of these clicks were a blunder. Xianyun couldn't have been it, because she got released too late. Baiju couldn't have been it, because he's also a catalyst. Shinobu couldn't have been it, because she's from Inazuma. So finally we got one good click and we guessed it. Total brain fart. Okay, we need to like... I need a nap. If there aren't any urgent matters, I will excuse myself. Shilonen. No? Who else would actually go for a nap? Because like... we have a bunch of sleepy waifus. Like Ganyu, but Ganyu wouldn't say that she's going to take a nap. If it's not Shion, then who is it, man? No! Don't do me like this! I have no idea! Somebody who doesn't take work seriously, like Ion Chiori? Ueda Reina. Wait, I should know who she voices. But I don't. But it's a name I recognize. But I don't know who she voices. Let's just pick random characters now until we can hear the voice line, man. Because I have no idea. I mean, let's pick somebody who actually could take a nap, realistically. It is Ganyu. Oh, I didn't think Ganyu would excuse herself to take a nap. Okay. I thought she would be a character who would continue working despite being tired. I should have just clicked her if I had no idea anyways. I kinda feel like it could be Natlanis, but this looks like her. No, this looks like a Night Soul bar here. And this is like a character image, and this is a Night Soul bar. Is this Ororon? Oh no, it's a Baron Bunny. It's not a Night Soul bar. Okay. Moon. Rosaria. Nice. Because she makes you faster at night. Oh, it was Fushiwan. Yesterday I would have gotten an insta-clear. I always pick Fushiwan first, man. I never had a one-shot here, and I missed the one-shot yesterday. Man. That's such a shame. Let's make Black Swan here. Above. Firefly. I haven't written a single word yet, but it won't take long once I get started. Shingcho. The wrong game. So let's pick the Shingcho of Star Rail, Yanqing? No. So maybe Yunli? No. It's a girl. That's how much I can tell here. Or a character voiced by a girl. This is an important distinction. Qingche. No? Sushang. No.
まだ一文字も書いてないけど、書き出せばすぐに終わるわ。
Wait, I recognize this voice line. Wait, who is this?
まだ一文字も書いてないけど、書き出せばすぐに終わるわ。
Wait, shoot. Who are you?
まだ一文字も書いてないけど、書き出せばすぐに終わるわ。
I recognize this exact voice line. It's not even that I just like remember, like I recognize the voice. I recognize the voice line, but who says this? Oh my god, I'm so bad at recognizing Star Rail voices. It's not Qingche. It's not Sushang. Who is... Wait, what? Who is this?
まだ一文字も書いてないけど、書き出せばすぐに終わるわ。
Is it Asta?
まだ一文字も書いてないけど、書き出せばすぐに終わるわ。
I'm gonna type Asta, I don't know, man. Okay, it was Asta. It matters that we got it. Okay, what is this? I think I remember I remember this ability being here before, but who had it? This like weird pipe. Is it like Fushuan? No. Jinyuan. Nice. Yeah, this exact ability. It's not a pipe, it's like this. This exact ability was here before. Could have gotten a one shot if I remembered better. Ninja. Rappa. Nice. Oh, boss in common. Could be a Lycon. Nice. Starrel is the game where I have the most complete knowledge. Zenless, sorry. Zenless is the game where I have the most complete knowledge here. But I totally forgot that Yelan existed before. She has zero presence in the story. And I don't really play her that often in my teams either. So that's it for my defense. Oops. Oh, when you click city you just close the... Wait. So clicking back and clicking city does the same thing. Why are there two buttons? I'll go take a quick bathroom break and then we'll do a Hollow Zero run maybe? Because I might have to do it still. Maybe weekly bosses. I don't think I have done weekly bosses this week. Maybe I have? I don't think so. Yeah, be right back. Welcome back. Hello, Ronan. She's standing outside, does that make her outstanding? Yes. Oh, I still haven't done like the event thingy. I mean, the event is just a bit of reading. I guess let's go there first. Good thing I have the quest marker to remind me. You push forward through the dense fog, struggling against its grasp, until at last a flickering light emerges in the distance. It turns out to be a modest inn. Its exterior worn and tattered, it's standing as the only refuge in this desolate land. Stepping inside the fragile-looking structure, you and your companion find yourself face-to-face with the innkeeper, eh? I've always been... Wait, a woman floating in the air will be Vivian. But I've always picked husbandos so far. Let's go with bear. As you and your companion hesitate to approach, the large bear gives a shy smile, steps forward and takes your dusty packs to settle you into your lodgings. Not only that, but he has also prepared a hearty meal and steaming hot bath water. As the rising steam soothes your weariness, you sigh in relief, your exhaustion melting away. A twinge of guilt creeps in. You have judged him by his appearance, but his thoughtful hospitality speaks for itself. Weary from the journey, you finally settle in at an inn and start chatting with the innkeeper. When you mention your destination, a thoughtful look crosses their face, and then with surprising candor, they reveal to you they know something about the place of treasure you seek. Grateful for this valuable information, you thank them repeatedly. It's decided now, one night of rest, and you will continue outward. Electric book spirits. Anbi. Then Ice Book Spirits. I was sense about the Ls rather than Ellen, because Ellen only deserves an S rank. S rank commission. Attack specialty. Hugo and Lycon will work together. After a night of deep slumber, you are abruptly awakened at dawn. Urgently, your companion urges you to gather your belongings and leave at once. This place is riddled with eerie anomalies, making it unwise to linger. Rest has sharpened your weary mind, and as wakefulness fully takes hold, you begin to notice the unsettling details that escaped you the night before. The strangest thing of all is... Ooh. There are no other guests in the inn. That's right, there is no one else. The inn remains unsettlingly silent, with only the sounds of you and your companions breaking the hollow silence. Even in such a remote wilderness, it shouldn't be completely devoid of life, should it? But should you listen to your companion and leave the inn at once? You've already spent a night here and nothing unusual has happened. Could their worries be unfounded? Besides, if you stay and talk a little more with the innkeeper, you might get more info about the treasure. You hesitate. This isn't greed, no, definitely not. You simply want the treasure too much. It could change everything and help you fulfill a long-lost wish. Besides, this isn't a reckless gamble. You have your reasons, and yet you can't shake the unease lingering in your chest. Fire. Okay, lighter the goat. Ether. And stun. You actually don't have much left. Just in case that you feel a sudden rush of water surging beneath your feet. At first you dismiss it as a mere leak from the inn's state of disrepair. But something is wrong. The water level is rising unnaturally fast, already threatening to submerge you and your companion up to the waist. In a desperate bid to steady yourself, your hand instinctively grabs onto something nearby. Looking down, you realize you've picked up a leaky leather pouch. You tie up the bag, trying your best to trap air inside, but every attempt ends in failure. It turns out all that hot air was for nothing. Watching the water level rise higher and higher, you realize time is running out. Without hesitation, you discard the leather bag and swim towards the inn's exit. The item you managed to grab turns out to be worthless. Still driven by sheer determination, you swim your way out of the inn. Before you can even make sense of what's outside, before you can check if your companion is safe and sound, a powerful wave crashes over you and wakes you up. You sit up and look out through the half-open window. The outside world comes into focus. The innkeeper is cleaning, pouring out a bucket of water over the overgrown weeds in the courtyard. The murky water floods a small clump of earth nearby, an anthill. Could it be? For some unexplainable reason, your soul momentarily wandered into that anthill. This thought momentarily calms your restless heart. You shake it off and call for your companion. Time to keep moving and press forward towards the mines. And then, a dumb sensation spreads beneath your feet. Your heart skips a bit. Looking down, a thin trickle of water is forming next to your feet. Ice! Let's go. I knew I should keep Ellen for this enrollment. Fire? Who's my second favorite fire agent? Ben Bigger. And finally, Anomaly is gonna be Jane. So, does the quest not finish until the event is over? Or until I complete all the chapters? Probably the second one. Do I have everything else completed? 35 is still 11 days, but it's completed. Exclusive rewards claimed. There's the Looking Glass exclusive rewards completed. We still need the combat assistance, but we'll get it shortly. I have done Hugo's combat assistance, but on the other ones. But I can do it next stream. Daily login. I might not have all the Zimmerits, and we'll do a Hollow Zero run now to confirm. Because I do not remember how much I've already done in Hollow Zero this week. We need to get more used to the Ice Blades. I mean, I'm already pretty used to them, actually. But the best part about the Ice Blades being part of Eren's base kit is that I won't have to remember... Because my first fight in Hollow Zero, I always forget about the Ice Blades. And I won't have to, like... I will always remember about them because they are gonna be perma now. Let's go left. Come on, somebody clear the floor for me, man. Ult. And got a cube, nice. For every gear coin is owned. So now we do not want to spend them anymore. I would love to get all the achievements in Lost Void before the new wave of achievements. Oh, the quick assist also triggers an Ice Blade. I always forget about that. Let's go events because I want Zimmerits. Nice, I got Zimmerits. Didn't hire all the gear, but that's fine. Oh, also, there should be money somewhere. Here we go. Money means faster Geppetto. Nobody cleared this for me either. Man, Ellen's gonna be like better against bigger enemies than smaller enemies now. It's so funny with the Ice Blades. The Herta roast me. Did you overcook the build or what? There is no Herta in your team. I guess that's the roast. You doofus, you forgot to put Herta in your showcase. Or you put it too recently and it's not updated yet. You can try relogging, log out and log back in. Or like just, you know, quit out to like the main login screen. You don't need to like re-input your credentials. Just select quit and then start again.
私のステージよ。えい。やバイバイ。邪魔しないで。離れてよ。全部巻き上げる。
Oops. Ouch.
隙だらけだ倒れんなしっかりしろ
音楽は命の鼓動。それが汚れる。
Come on, man. I got interrupted by a freaking normie enemy.
押し流されろ。
Oh, I want to switch to Astra, but I switched to Lighter instead because you cannot switch to Astra if you have her quick assist active. Okay, now she's here. So trade levels are 8, 8, 7. Sure, skill is... They are all pretty important. Skill is the most important of them probably, right? Wait, let me remember exactly where the scalings are. Talent is also important. It's probably skill first into talent, into ult. And basic is not useless either. Sometimes you have to use it to get an extra skill point. Because the Hertha teams can be pretty skill point hungry. Her best sustain is Linksha or Hyacinth, and they want to skill as much as they can, ideally. And then if you play an Axa, he wants to skill a lot as well. G's repose, I guess it's okay. If you ever bought the BP, the player, oh yeah, Serval is very skill point hungry as well. Serval wants to skill every turn. You will buy the BP for her. Okay, yeah. There will be a new BP Litecoin next patch. Wait, is it not? I want Star Rail. But wait, is it gonna be better or worse than the current one? This one compared to... So right now we have today's another peaceful day, which gives you up to 160 times 0.4, and that's how much? 60% damage bonus? 64% damage bonus, versus this, which gives you up to 20 crit rate, and then... Oh, damage dealt by ults and follow-up attacks 40%. Yeah, so this is worse. This is worse for the Hertha, because most of her damage is in her skill, which this does not buff. Count with S1. I mean, I'm comparing two engines, two light cones against each other at the same superimposition, so it's like, whatever. I guess this scales a bit worse with superimposition, because this starts at 12 and 24 and then goes to 20, 40, so it doesn't double. This does double. So I guess this is worse, but yeah, this is better. Today's another peaceful day is better for Hertha anyways. She maxes out the buff, and this doesn't work, because she mostly deals damage with her skill. This would be amazing for Jade, because Jade's skill does not deal damage at all. She only deals ult and follow-up attack damage, and she loves crit rate because she gets like 300 crit damage in combat. So yeah, this is gonna be so good for Jade. You're gonna be very close to her Sig even, because this is perfect. All the stats are just like tailor-made for Jade. Okay, back here. So I definitely level up all of them. Talent, skill first, ult later, but still good. Just repose, placeholder until the VP light comes, so that's okay. Attack, sphere, and speed shoe. You don't really want a speed shoe on the Hertha. It's not like it's unplayable, but Kinda like Acheron doesn't want the speed shoe because her teammates are building ult stacks for her. Because normally a speed shoe means you can act more often, and there's also and acting also charges your ult, and ulting is good. But the Herta mostly charges her ult by her allies' actions. So it's a smaller overall percentage damage increase to play speed on a character who already ults based on their ally action. So like Fei Xiao, the Herta, Acheron, they don't really like speed shoes all that much. I still like a speed shoe on Fei Xiao so that you can like stack Robin faster and whatever. But yeah, the Herta, she's the main focus of the team for sure, and speed shoe kinda mid. I don't really like it all that much. And then if you play as an attack shoe and an attack rope, you can play an ice damage sphere instead. Would be better than going triple attack. Going double attack here, that's okay. But not ideal. She does get ice damage here though. So I guess yeah, double attack is fine. And this is just damage multiplier. But yeah, ideally, attack, ice damage, attack. But this is fine as well. Get some decent crit rate, crit damage 94, but you get 80, so this is... it's 80, right? Yeah, it's 80 crit damage, so this is 174 crit damage. Yep. Also you get plus 12 crit from Izumo Gensei. So this is actually 85 already. 22.4 effect hit rate, wow. Lots of wasted stats. Same with the effect res. RMC? No. You're not getting 10 from RMC. You should not be playing RMC. You have 3B. Like, come on. Unless you play her with Castoris, but then you would just play Ruan Mei. Like, 3B for the Herta is like the strongest synergy she has. But even if you really want your 3B with Castoris, then at least you play Ruan Mei. I guess you have... I guess it's okay, because you play Serval, so your sub DPS is not doing damage. Because if you played any other sub DPS... Now with Serval, RMC makes sense. Because if you played any other sub DPS, so like... Argenti, or Jade, or Anaxa, or even small Herta, they all deal good damage. So you want an AoE buffer to buff them as well. But Serval doesn't deal damage. With Serval you just build speed, effect hit rate, and win set, and just spam ult as much as you can, and skill. With Pasky, a 3-star light cone, so she deals no damage. So with Serval in the team specifically, I guess RMC is fine. But RMC is way better for Castoris. Yeah. If like, you have to choose whether to play RMC with Castoris and 3B with the Herta or the other way around, you definitely want RMC with Castoris. RMC is more important for Castoris than 3. Actually, maybe 3B is more, but 3B has better synergy with the Herta than with Castoris. She's best in slot for both of them, but more bestest in slot for the Herta than for Castoris, I would say. And Castoris really wants RMC. RMC is also best in slot for Castoris, pretty mid for the Herta. So the best way for you to balance your teams would probably be to play RMC and Ruan Mei for Castoris, and then Serval and 3B for the Herta. If you are playing both of them at the same time. If you are not playing them both at the same time, they get 3B. It's that easy. And then Castoris would have 3B RMC, and the Herta would have 3B Serval. And then sustain. Gallagher for both. Okay. I'm still getting Zimmerits. So I haven't capped yet. Yeah, Lingsha is best. That's good. Got 18% extra days for lighter. Blizzard Trim is the best buff here. I want events and like basic combats. Okay, I can get 2 events and 1 Rizonium combat. I guess I will take that. I mean, I can't reroll anymore anyways. But I will go for a double event. Unlucky guy again. Nice. And now we just go forward. What is everything important for Serval? So that she can apply shock, because Serval gets extra energy when attacking shocked enemies. And she can shock them. You're the basic. No! No, he's gonna run away now. Man, it fled because... Ah! I triggered the chant like by accident. So yeah, because the biggest thing is that she doesn't deal damage anyways, so your choice is like playing HP or defense or effect hit rate. And yeah, she applies a shock, I think when ulting or when skilling, and when hitting shocked enemies she regains energy, which allows her to ult even faster. And the whole thing about Serval is that she's good because she can ult spam, hitting a lot of enemies super quickly, which is great for Hertas and Trivi's energy generation. Ooh, got a gear. Nice. Let's go even further than combat. Nice, got Zimmerits again. I will probably cap out with this run then. No gears. And yeah, I only got 45 Zimmerits, so that means that I am capped now. Perfect. What we wanted to do for the week. Oh no, going bang again. Okay, we got him this time. Another ult, nice. Too bad we don't have any cards that can make like the final thingies faster. Give me a parry opportunity, boy. Perfect. Man, the Ellen buffs are gonna be so good. My favorite characters in 2 Hoyo games are getting buffed. Favorite and also characters I have I'm most invested into. Any leash if you get new conversions of characters in 3.4? No, nothing about that. But I definitely would not be surprised if they add Kafka there. That would be my guess. Kafka plus somebody else. Because with Kafka's buffs, DOT will be unplayable without Kafka forever. Like DOT is gonna be balanced around having Kafka. Let's go here. This buff is okay. Because they buffed Kafka as like a DOT support. Her personal damage is gonna be like the same. Better with Eidolons. But at E0 pretty much the same, but she procs DOT more now. Which I guess it increases her personal damage as well, because she reprocs her own DOTs as well. But the thing that matters most... Oh, got this a third time. But yeah, this time I got nothing from it. The reproc is mostly gonna be your teammates' damage. So, if Kafka is like a must to play for DOT, then they have to make her very accessible, because otherwise DOT characters will be unpullable for a big part of the player base.
Bye bye.
I wonder if you will be able to like do this with Ice Blades in her base kit as well, as in just like be perma immune, because the Ice Blades are also like a dodge. You can get hit while Ice Blading. Hope Silence will revive DOT. She definitely will. That's not really even a question. Kafka Bass plus Silence. Because like, the main issue with DOT isn't even like a core design issue or anything. They just haven't released any characters for over a year for DOT. Not even a support that would work well, specifically well for them. Like, because Kafka is gonna be made more supportive, I feel like playing all three could be the play. I never really liked Black Swan all that much. I mean, I liked Black Swan before she got released. I liked her when she was just the narrator in that one video. Didn't really like her in Penacony. So I don't care if I'm gonna replace Black Swan. But with Kafka being made more of a support, I feel like playing 2 DOT DPSs and then Kafka for the reprocs and DOT buffs. Because one of the biggest things about the Kafka buffs if ally targets effect hit rate is over 75%, Kafka increases their DOT dealt by 75%. 75% damage bonus. That's like a lot. So she gives like almost Harmony tier buffs. Okay, I mean, a Harmony character would have this and like 2 other strong buffs as well. But then she also has the reprocs. So like she's gonna be better than any Harmony could be. And might as well play 2 DOTs, because they're also probably gonna buff each other. Like Black Swan has some Death Shred. Silence will also probably have some buffs. I mean, I feel like every character, like, I think this should work like per character. So if your Black Swan has 75 but your Silence has like 50, only Black Swan would get buffed by this. And then Kafka herself will need to run 75 effect hit rate as well. Which is a bit of a shame because she never needed. Although they did like one thing that they removed is the trace that gave her a higher base chance to shock. Normally her base chance was 100% and then she had a trace that made it 120. Now that trace is gone, so her base chance is 100, so now she needs the 67% effect hit rate. And then I guess you build 75 to get buffed by your own passive. Shouldn't be that difficult with an effect hit rate body, but before you could play an attack body, now you will need an effect hit rate body. What's the most viable Eidolon now? Probably E1 still, and then E4. E6 is not that good, and neither is E2 really. Because E1, when using an attack, there is a 100% base chance to cause the target to take 30% more DOT for 2 turns, so pretty much permanent. 30% extra DOT taken. And yeah, that's a separate buff, so this is DOT dealt, and this is DOT taken. So they are 2 separate buffs, so this is actually 30% more damage. Especially if you like don't play other supports that could give you the vulnerability. Because it's just a vulnerability buff. So yeah, E1 very strong. E2 got nerfed, because E2 previously also increased allies DOT dealt. But now, because the ally DOT dealt got moved to her trace, to her bonus ability, this just got completely changed to be 50% more attack for Kafka. So this is just personal DPS, which doesn't really matter because your other characters are gonna be dealing more personal damage. Basically, Death Shred, no, it's totally separate from Death Shred. Vulnerability is its own category. It has nothing to do with defense at all. Nothing to do with resistance either. It's just like damage bonus, but multiplicative with regular damage bonus, I guess. Because you have vulnerability is increases enemies damage taken to something, and then damage bonus is your allies damage from something is increased. And they are 2 separate multipliers that are multiplicative with each other. But Death Shred is its own separate thing as well, and Death Shred becomes better the more you have of it, up until 100%. Vulnerability is just like damage bonus, so the more you have it, the weaker it gets, because it gets diluted. Come on, give me my gear. Finally, nice. Only 2? Didn't I get 3 last time? Maybe I only got 2 as well. Actually, I'm gonna have, yeah, I have all of them now anyways. I don't want to buy anything really, because my money makes me stronger. So yeah, E1 is best, then probably E4 second best. Because more energy means more ult spam, which means more reprocs. Oops. What am I doing? I do my X special, so that I can do this. Oh, I missed my punch. Here we go. He interrupted my punches? What happened here? What? He went second phase from my lighter personal damage? Oh my god. I didn't ult quickly enough. Ah, whatever. Failed run. I had too much damage, which caused him to enter second phase too early. That's also a skill issue. Oh my god. Oh, my quick ass is totally failed run. It's fine. No. Run so bad it gave me a headache. Okay. But I should be done with everything for the week? Or no! Have I done weekly bosses? I think I haven't yet. Oh no! Remaining rewards 0 out of 3. I have done weekly bosses. Nice. Good. And I will need to do one more set of weekly bosses for old characters before we get the new weekly boss a week after that. So I'm probably gonna upgrade Lycan. 3 more finale dances for Lycan. Oh yeah, Pokemon. I'm definitely gonna be only a low spender, like only monthly pass. In an ideal world, it's not even a gacha game, or maybe you get bonuses from playing other Hoyo games or something. That would be cool. For like every BP you buy in other Hoyo games or every monthly pass, you get like a monthly pass as well in that game. Because like it's all the other Hoyo games are kind of meant to capture different audiences. Of course, you can play them all. You also get like bonuses for playing them all, because like bonus enjoyment, because the characters like reappear. You have Raidens in every game, right? So like, oh, I played Honkai 3rd and Genshin, and there was a Raiden here and a Raiden there, and now in Star Rail there is another Raiden. But they are different games, so that you know, it's more likely that you will like at least one of them. But this Hoyo Pokemon Master CX, it's really only gonna be for people who already play Hoyo games, because it will be just like straight up only characters from other Hoyo games, it looks like. So maybe it will be just something made to get people to play, like get people who only play 1 or 2 games to play all of them, all 4. Tears of Themis doesn't exist, so on all 4. Genshin, Star Rail, Zenless, and Honkai 3rd. If you get bonuses in the Hoyo Pokemon game by playing Kuwa, I could just drown myself or something. Like, it's not a thing, so I could bet everything on it. I could give away my account to charity if that's the case. If you get buffed by playing Kuwa in Hoyo Master CX. Deal. But I definitely cannot swipe in one more game. I'm at my limit. So I could upgrade. Yeah, I'm just gonna upgrade Lycon. I could do G1. I could do Evelyn. I could upgrade Seth. I mean, even if I made more money, there is so much only so much you can spend per month on gacha games and not feel horrible about yourself. Maybe Nicole should be the upgrade actually, and then I could just fight this guy, the butcher, instead of marionettes. Because I've been fighting marionettes for like a month non-stop. Because Hugo uses marionettes and Lycon uses marionettes and Sokaku uses marionettes. So I'm kind of a bit tired of them. You felt very guilty this anniversary? I really didn't, because it's money I would have spent anyways. I would have gotten all the double top-ups, and then more top-ups after that. It is a bit different when you spend all of it at once, but I don't really care that much. Whether I spend it all at once or over time. And I have not actually like touched any of the Oneiric shards. Or no, Oneiric shards are in Genshin. What are they called in Star Rail? The premium currency? No, it is Oneiric shards, because in Genshin you have Genesis crystals. Yeah. So I have not touched a single Oneiric shard from that top up yet. I'm only gonna spend them when the collab characters come. I do wonder how they are gonna do the collab though. Is it gonna be like one and done, or are these characters actually gonna return in the future? I do wonder. Or what if the characters are one and done, but then they add the light cones to the light cone shop? Maybe, or something like that? That could be cool. Then I could skip the light cones and just pull for the character Eidolons. So I'm either gonna do Nicole or Lycon. I play Lycon more, but I could play Nicole more. She's a very strong support. She will not work with Rapture agents, so I guess she has some value there, but neither will Lycon because he's just too old. Yeah, if they are one and done, I'm probably gonna skip Finon as well, totally. Otherwise, I'm probably gonna pull one Finon, but no light cone for him. He seems pretty strong, so I don't need to invest into him that much. I will just play Eon. But we do not. We have no idea what's going to happen. Yeah, I do hope they will give us a clear statement as well. Because if they only use the same wording as always, limited character, and the banner has a huge drop, extra drop chance, because it's always the rate up for selected limited S rank agent or character, right? So if that's all we get, even when the banner comes out and this is all we see, and like, what are we supposed to make of that? Then that would be the worst case scenario. If they just say straight up during like the live stream, the 3.4 live stream, these characters will return in the future, or these characters are never returning, I can then make plans around that. I originally thought that maybe I could try E6 Archer, but I don't even know if I would want, like, my highest Eidolon in Star Rail is E2. And I'm probably, like, I wouldn't even be that interested, but it would be like, I'm not really that interested in getting an E6 for any character, but if he's never gonna return, then it would be cool to have an E6 of a character that's never gonna return. I have a lot of pools saved up. I could just get this. If I got lucky, with the funds I have right now, I could get this. If I won every 50-50. But I also started getting achievements in Star Rail again. I had like a bunch of achievements saved up. I have stopped achievementing since 2.4. I had like 200 already. I have 135 left, so I'm getting a lot of jades from this as well. Also a bunch of chests that come with the quests that I'm clearing for achievements and stuff. So I might not even have to swipe to do this. If I skip everything until then, if I skip Cypher and skip Finon, this could happen. But I probably wouldn't have enough for E6 and S5. And if it's not complete, then what's the point? It would only make sense if I went E6 S5. If he's truly limited, right? So it's either E6 S5 or we just pull E2 and that's it. I feel like the more likely outcome, what I'm more leaning to is E2 Archer, E2 Saber. And S1. E2 S1 Saber, E2 S1 Archer. And then I might have enough funds to pull a Finon maybe, depending on how lucky I get or unlucky. This would be what I do for sure. If the banners will return in the future, I'm getting E2 S1 for both, and that's it. So I would have to pull 5 characters and 2 light cones. I definitely have enough funds for that. Because we get 1 archer for free, so then it's 3 sabers, 2 archers, and 2 light cones. There was a leak that the banner will have regular 50-50 rules. So like you can lose your 50-50 to standard characters. Unfortunately, I had a dream that maybe there would be no 50-50, or like when pulling for saber you can lose 50-50 to archer. Or something like that. But yeah, no. It's not confirmed, but it's most likely that way, like regular 50-50. So what was I saying? I hope they will retain in the future and I can just pull E2s and sleep safely. But I guess, since I don't have the Sun Cake or the Cred Beat anyways, my account will never be complete. Because there's always this like dream that my account, like for example in Zenless, I have gotten everything that's missable so far. There is no missable item that I do not own. Including like... wait, there was this... What is it? This. The fresh and icy special commemorative can from 1.1 special paid bundle. Or every single BP avatar that you could buy. So I have everything in Zenless, but in Star Rail I don't have everything because there were some RNG things that I missed out on. There was once like an event where we got some mail from Sparkle and she could give you a random item. One of these random items was a Cred Beat, which is a unique item that you cannot get otherwise. and I just didn't get it. I just lost the lottery. And then in the Topaz quest, the Belobog Topaz quest, you start off and there's like a festival, and depending on which order you talk to the NPCs, you can get a special item called Suncakes. And if you talk to the NPCs in the wrong order in that quest, you miss out on the Suncakes, and I talked to them in the wrong order. So my starter account will never be complete. So why even try then? I mean, I would never pull every character E6, but if I suddenly had infinite money, I could. But then if a character is too limited and will never come back, I could never get those Eidolons. It's like an extreme form of FOMO. Suncakes aren't? What do you mean aren't visible? They are visible, they are very much visible. I mean, you can eat them. I guess you could say they are like more ephemeral or like more... They're a consumable. They're not a permanent thing. And so is the credbit. Both Suncakes and the credbit are consumables. If you eat the Suncakes, there are no Suncakes. If you use the credbit, you just get credits. So in that way, they kinda don't matter. And you cannot consume an Eidolon. So there is that. But it only matters, right, if I get E6S5. But I don't think I want to... Like, I don't want to spend that much money on Star Rail. The recent patches have been great, but I'm still not gonna forget about the terrible, like, latter half of 1.x and the whole of 2.x being kinda garbo. I don't trust the devs to use my money well. Like, I had no problem spending a lot for Ellen Mindscapes, because devs created a peak character, so I just had to thank them for that. And then in Genshin, I know that any money I spend will be put to good use. In Star Rail, I don't know what's gonna happen to my money. The devs are, I don't know. Are they paying the writers that much? Most of what they are doing in Star Rail is just writing the story, and then there is barely anything else. So what's happening with the money, man? They're definitely not putting into animations for characters. I mean, the cutscenes are cool. We got some fire cutscenes. I loved this patch, by the way, in Star Rail. Best patch so far. But still, I really don't know where the money is going. Final animations. Yeah, it's all in finance animations. The last 2 years worth of money. We had to pay for every fine on pixel. I'm hearing some cats fighting in my garden. That's a lot of pixels. Okay. Thank you very much for watching, but this will be the end of the stream for today. I do have a stream every single day at 8 PM CEST, which is 3 hours 15 minutes before now. I'm gonna post my streaming schedule for next week shortly. I'm gonna stream Genshin tomorrow, then probably Zenless into... no. Wait, we are getting Genshin second half on Wednesday. Oh yeah, that lines up well. So it will be Genshin, Star Rail, Zenless, Genshin. Yeah, I'll just like go 1 to 3 this week, because all 3 games actually have quite a lot of fun stuff to do. I mean, I guess Zenless the least, because it's the end of the patch. And I'm not interested in doing the tower until they buff Ellen. Yeah. Still good enough to play every 3 days though. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye bye!